Hello and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land to the newest session here of the Tal'Dorei campaign. Now, before we jump right into the action, of course, we have a few short announcements to make. The first of them is open slots. If you like D&D and you like playing in all these different games, just like many of the people here do, be sure to reach out to me and let me know. We do run a pay-to-play service here where anybody can jump in on the games and have fun as they want to. So, if you are interested in joining in on the fun, just reach out and be sure to let me know. Additionally, we have a different thing to talk about, which is my projects. We just ran our last beta test, I hope, of Murder of Savannah before I finalize my writing, send it over to an editor, and then we are going to be releasing it onto the internet. My goal is to make this free to anybody who wants to use it. It is a one-shot game. We had Grinsky playing in it yesterday. We do have some bugs that we need to work on, of course, but that comes with any territory of any games like that. The fun thing about this is it is a murder mystery, Clue meets Mafia, meets Werewolf, meets D&D. So I think it's a lot of fun, and everybody seemed to enjoy themselves last night, even though the people who died too early got a little butthurt. But, that happens, Nobody wants to be kicked out of the game too early, though somebody has to be. But yeah, if you are interested in that, be sure to reach out to me and let me know, talk to me about it, talk to the community about it, or just be sure to watch out for it on the interwebs. It should be on the DMs Guild, hopefully by the end of next month. And outside of that, the last announcement I have to make is Patreon. If you like what we are doing here and you want to support a professional dungeon master and support for more games and everything like that, I am releasing a new tier to my Patreon, which I have not updated in like 4 months. The tier to the Patreon is going to be utilized for anybody who wants a professional game. I may not be the dungeon master, but the goal is to have a professionally ran and played game by actors who want to participate in it and have it be a fair service to pay them with it. If we reach that goal and can maintain that goal, I will take the money that we get, that is the difference between what I need to live and that, and be sure to pay them fairly to produce a show that the community itself can decide what it is we are going to be enjoying. It's going to be a fun new project as well, so if you are interested in supporting us on Patreon, be sure to jump on over to it and let us know how you like it. But aside from that, Prissa, tell us what happened last time here in Tal'Dorei.
Last time in Tal'Dorei, after staying the night at the Falcone Manor, we decided to take a week of downtime to research and prepare in our own ways. I was going to say Grinsky, but Jimmy worked on his magical doodads. Ilarian and Yurik did their own charity work as well as just regular work, making sure Bastion was well taken care of on Yurik's end. Dorzan and Prissa went to the Lyceum and we researched a few things. Prissa with some of her own as well as something that she plans to maybe do in the future. And Dorzan in regards to the areas that were mentioned in the diary he read, that it was just pure garbage kind of fan fiction. After that, Prissa did get him a much better book, and then we headed off to Singorn because it was the closest destination to where we needed to go next to find our next target, which would be the vestige of the Changebringer, the kiss of the Changebringer. When we entered the town, we were brought before the head of Singorn, or at least the diplomatic relations, named Valora, and she is allowing us to use her estate there in Singorn as a base of operations while we're here. I believe that was it.
That's pretty much everything, yeah. So, you've all been set up here for the evening, and Valora seems very adamant about running around and preparing whatever it is that you all might need. She seems very eager to help you all out. But you are inside of her estate that is fairly large compared to many of the other hovel homes that you have all come from. Nowhere near as large as Sir Urik's home, but far more ostentatious. Seems every single wall, every single tapestry is precisely designed for practicality and for aesthetic, which is an amazing thing for them to have accomplished, however, elves. So, with this being the situation, Valor is running around and she stops and looks over. How do you all suppose you're going to be getting there?
Well,
We can walk or ride.
That doesn't answer. Where are you going to go in your travels to get there?
well, I was contemplating following my compass.
Following a compass is usually a good call. It can help you not get lost. I agree with that.
Is there anything? Well, this compass is broken, right?
Oh, then I suggest you don't follow it.
It is not broken.
Is there an archive in the city that we might be able to use to real quickly maybe find a lead in the Stormcrest Mountains?
You
Sound good?
are not allowed into the inner city for those purposes.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't like outsiders to view our texts. I can go, of course, but that would kind of take a large chunk of my day and time where I wouldn't be able to do anything else.
no, we wouldn't want to bother you with that. I mean,
Oh, it's not a
you're
bother.
so
I'm just
busy
letting you
and
know I can't get everything else prepared. This is my job. So this is what I meant to do, is help relations between Amon and Singorn. What I'm asking is, are you going to be traveling through the Stormcrest Mountains and going down the mountain in order to go to the Riff and Mist jungles, or are you just going to traverse through the Shifting Keep, the Glade Pools, and get down to the Riff and Mist jungles?
No. Is it possible to? Well, could you maybe help us get a guide?
No. Nobody travels those areas. They don't like outsiders. They really hate us. So they typically attack anybody who looks civilized.
if we can take care of ourselves. We're tough and rough adventurers. We don't need to be pampered. If you could maybe go into those archives and maybe help us find a lead.
A lead to what exactly? You need a map, a path.
Well, a map would be nice, yes.
I can tell you there's no map.
Yeah.
Nobody who travels through that area has been able to map it out. Mostly everybody who tries traveling the area has died, and anybody who hasn't died all agree that they will not go back there.
Quick question, Jero. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Lauren. We only know that's in the Stormcrest Mountains, probably somewhere, the Kiss of the Changebringer, or
Nope. It's not in the Stormcrest Mountain. It's past the Stormcrest Mountain in the Riff and Mist jungle.
Okay, that's what I was forgetting. Alright,
Yes.
thank you.
Potentially being held by
further south,
Goliaths.
or-
It is it's all the way to the south of the Riff and Mist jungle.
All right.
Or all the way to the south of the Storm Point Mountains, which is Stormcrest Mountains, but the point that goes downwards, inside of the jungle, somewhere around there.
Okay, so we're heading southeast then.
We're heading off the map, boys.
Completely off the mouth. Almost perfectly south, a little bit east.
Okay. Well, I just to get that out of the way. So Ilarin,
Yes.
if you, I don't mind necessarily us following this compass, if provided that it leads, I don't know. Could you tell us anything more about it? All I know is that it doesn't lead north.
No, it leads north. Where
Oh,
you
it
are
does.
currently standing, it's pointing northeast.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So it seems, at least at this point, to be pointing in the wrong direction.
Hmm. Yeah.
If
It
we're
might
going
be.
south, I mean.
Well, this was a tribe of traveling Goliaths. They might have come north.
But Miss Valora, did you hear about any Goliaths that came to the north?
There are many Goliaths that live out in the dividing plains. Many tribes of them.
Hmm. Any chance they could have interacted with uh, these other tribes? Maybe the Kiss have changed hands and.
You'd have to have asked them. I couldn't tell you. We don't deal with relations with them. We just avoid them and they avoid us, and we respect our boundaries, and that's that.
Fair enough.
Are there? Well,
I mean,
you mentioned that there have been people who have traveled that way, but
yes, but as far as I know, there's only been one person who's been able to live out there, but they're not exactly a reliable source of information.
right. Well, because
Yeah.
we're sort of heading into uncharted territory. It seems like. But if there is anyone living here in the city or nearby, at least, that could maybe help us out with some practical knowledge, at least, of how to traverse the jungle and the mountains. Do you
There
know of it?
is a single person who lives out there, but they're kind of mad.
What's
In
what's
what
their
way?
name?
In the way that they are crazy.
Right, but are we talking murderously, crazily here, or?
Sometimes,
Oh, all right.
and other times put their pants on backwards crazy. It's we don't interact with them either. It's out in, and she goes over to her wall and points to a map that you all recognize is just sitting there. It's on the other side of the Storm Point Mountains, towards the northern end of it, right where it would crest into Storm Crest. The location is called Redis. It's a tower that's been there since the Age of Arcanum. There's an overseer and master of the tower named Clemaine Astrora. Astroral. Let me just copy and paste that name. My mouth does not like that word. Astural. Let's go with that one. Astural.
Is that like a name of maybe a long famous scholar, and maybe this one's gone crazy?
Do you want to roll a
That
history
person
check on that person?
I'd like to give it a try. Yes.
Sure.
Tolkien Elvish way, like Astural.
Ooh, 23. Clemaine is known as the Sight Shepherd, and he was a powerful arcanist who peered into a realm beyond the plains in search of power to end the war during the Age of Arcanum. He was found inside of this Redis Tower about 200 years ago by a few of the Lyceum professors. However, when they started dabbling in his dealings, they quickly found that this individual is incredibly mad with power and is volatile and unpredictable. So they left him there. Now, Redis towers surrounded by a frozen tundra right next to treacherous mountains full of wyverns and other horrific beings that live on top of the Stormcrest and the Stormpoint Mountains. However, it is a incredibly old relic that is not understood by anybody to this day, aside from possibly Clemaine.
That's cool to know. What was the first stuff you said? I was trying to ride along, but I was going real quick.
The first stuff, his name, the Sight Shepherd.
No, but he was an arcanist. Like
During the age of Arcanum, before the Calamity.
He's fucking old.
Yeah.
Some about that don't add up.
Yeah, but Prissa does like relay like all that information as she's like remembering it.
Now, the area is kind of ruined at this point, as there's been several attacks against Redis, but it's believed that he's probably still there, considering how long he's been there. I would not recommend going to talk to him, but he is somebody who's lived in that area and survived that area longer than any of our generations can stretch back to, so...
It would be an interesting trek, if nothing else. I do like trekking through unknown territories.
Right.
And maybe he might have answers to dealing with you know who.
Yes, there is also a good possibility of that. Being as old as he is, if he is actually still alive.
And
Or
Jimmy,
he could just kill us.
And Jimmy, he might, since he's so old, he might know about vestiges that aren't mentioned. Jimmy.
I've thought about that.
Are you seriously entertaining going out there and speaking with him?
It would appear
it's
we are.
that, or we go into the giant forest of slavers, or fey elves, and forests that can eat us.
Who knows? Maybe we would even be able to help him regain some sanity somehow. Although I suppose your people here have tried.
No.
You haven't?
No, we've never interacted with him since building Singorn originally. He is not somebody that we want anything to deal with. You can't control chaos, and he right now is an embodiment of chaos. We can't risk our people to somebody who can destroy our walls just in a fit.
I suppose that makes sense, yes.
Well, maybe we just entertain as a last resort then.
Yeah.
If you need to. Does that mean you're going to be sticking to the mountain path, I assume, or making a path in the mountain, more realistically? I take your silence as you're not sure yet. Okay.
I mean, we're looking for people that walk the mountains, and we have no idea where they are.
Yeah. Sounds like this is going to be hard.
Well, I suppose I could well, we'll have to wait until tomorrow, but I could prepare another spell and ask Saren Ray for guidance. At least a few clear questions.
All right. Well, if that's something that's going to help you out more, then fine. For the time being, do all of you have tundra wear?
No.
Not winter wear, tundra.
I mean,
Well, my robes are pretty made of wool.
Her eyes go wide and go, okay, I'll go get that prepared. Do all of you need a set?
I suppose so, yes.
All right. She looks at each of you and goes,
Would traveler's clothes be...
not for this. You're entering into an Arctic tundra. It's the difference between a mild winter here in Pennsylvania and not New Zealand, and like
Antarctica.
I wouldn't say
Siberia?
that bad. Netherlands, like, so god awful freezing temperatures comparably, but you're not gonna have anything to stop the wind. You're gonna be in the mountains. So yeah, she's going to look at you, Dorzen, and go, Dorzen, can you accompany me, please? You I need for measurements. Everybody else is pretty easy.
sure. I don't need shoes because I can just walk over the ice.
Well, we're still going to get something to keep your hooves warm, right?
If it moves him.
Sure. It's been a while since I walked ice.
So she goes over to the door, opens it, and waits for you to like hovel out underneath it, and leaves the rest of you here in her home alone.
Right. We really don't have any idea what we're doing, do we?
Well, that seems to come with the territory sometimes.
Well, I suppose, yes, but I was hoping we would gain some better insight into the path we're about to take.
Well, we have one possible lead, but it's likely to kill us.
Right. So this compass you got, Ilrin, do you know if it's magical in any way? This is.
Oh, I can help with that, and Prissa will start ritual casting Detect Magic.
All right.
No, I have no idea. But it was in possession of the Temple of the Changebringer.
Lauren, can you
well-
turn your microphone down a little bit?
Maybe?
All right. Yeah. Everyone else is way quieter than you are, so balancing is, yeah. It's either turn you down or turn everyone else up. Should be over in your output for your audio settings. But we can worry about that. Just, be conscientious of it, because you spiked all the way past my limits.
Ah.
Yeah. So, Prissa, you begin ritually casting, and at the end of it, there is a tiny bit of residual magic on this compass. It seems to be divination.
Huh. Prissa shares that with the party. There's some divination magic on it. It's Joe, is the magic look like it's still there, as in like still active, or it's just
Not very active. It's more of a residual magic that is eminent on the object.
Can I make some sort of check to see if I can figure out a way to maybe jumpstart that magic back up, or maybe, I don't know.
Roll an Arcana check.
You tell us that it's residual?
If I knew it was a residual, Prissa would mention it.
Is this better?
I'm trying to determine whether to use my inspiration now or later.
It's your call. Lauren, say a full sentence.
Is this better?
No.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean, it's
then-
better, but it's just not as good.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
what? I think I will use it now. So it gives me advantage on it, right?
Yes, it does. 24. You start looking at the object itself, and it does have a magical quality, although the quality of magic it possesses is outside of your realm of understanding. It has the ability to have magic filter through it, but you're not sure what that magic needs to be because you are not capable of doing that type of magic, and your understanding of divine magic is incredibly limited.
Does it seem like the compass has a slot in it that would maybe fit something emerald size, like a kiss?
Roll an investigation.
So. I'll just wait until-
No idea.
No idea. I mean, no, it doesn't look like it is the proper answer.
Yeah.
So it's got a residual magic in it.
It looks like it was once magical.
Maybe it's possible to, I don't know, maybe like activate it somehow.
That's what I was thinking about, but I don't know the kind of magic. Divination isn't my specialty. Quick question, Jiro. Would Prissa know like spells that maybe other casting classes could use?
You would know about them, but for you understand arcane magic and practices. You know how to break down spells and the whole systems of manipulating the weave and the magic around you in order to produce it. What this is doing, you are aware, is divine, which is not magic that you have access to and understanding about. Divination is the school, though. That is still true. But it is divine divination compared to arcane divination, which is your baseline understanding of divination magic. Because I think you have like one divination spell, so you understand it exists.
I guess one of the reasons I was asking that though is because I was gonna suggest to Yurik if he could use a spell, prepare a spell.
Sure.
I've heard about a spell called Legend Lore that maybe if this had a
Right. Well,
Think about
yes.
it.
If we're staying until tomorrow, I guess I could. No, I wait.
Also, keep in mind how expensive legend lore is.
Yeah.
I'm
so-
not saying no, I'm just saying be conscientious of that.
also
Well, we are in the right place to get some assistance in terms of magic and like, right? We could probably head out to the city, or maybe if this is some sort of, I don't know, maybe a relic of the Changebringer somehow. Can I check if it's like blessed item?
Roll a religion check.
In the meanwhile, hearing that there's some form of magic in this that might be dormant or just residual, Alarin is gonna try just to use his channel divinity and channel it into the compass, and after that, if that doesn't do anything, he's gonna try spell slots to channel it into the compass.
Okay.
Right. Can we do one at a time?
Yes. Religion
Yeah,
check would be you examining it. He can hold it in his hand as well while you're
Alright,
doing
yeah.
that. So, like,
Because I want to cast guidance on myself before I check
sure,
it.
sure.
So
Man, your master plan worked, Lauren. You've got everyone curious about this compass now.
Okay.
Yes.
So in 18, the compass is a common symbol for Outlanders who worship the Changebringer. She shows the path. She brings people to where they need to go. That is her purpose. So It is a very common sight for such a thing, and when you turn the object upside down and start looking at it, it does look like it has grooves meant for it to be placed inside of somebody's hand, somebody to hold it and stare upon it. Compasses don't usually need stuff like that. It's kind of odd, honestly. But this does seem to be like representative with some very minor etchings and tracings to be the Changebringer type of item. You can believe that it has some type of property about it like that. However, it does seem to resonate with a little bit of divinity inside of it. A very, very minor bit of divine power and energy. Not just divination magic. And it seems to be drawing. Now, Lauren, after watching Sir Yurik do that, you take it and use your channel divinity. The direction of the compass shifts to southeast.
Oh, hey, that did seem to do something.
Can I see? And Chris would like to reach up and ask him for the compass.
The alarm will go down, bend the knees, and show her.
If Prissa takes the compass, does the direction change, or does it look like it's still pointed?
Prissa removes it
southeast?
from your hand, Alarin. The dial starts rotating and spinning.
Prissa puts it back in his hand.
It keeps rotating and spinning.
Oh,
Hey, you broke it.
sorry. I didn't mean to. It was.
Yurik, with your religion check, it was trying to draw upon a divine energy and type of magic. Not spells, but a divine purpose and magic.
Yeah.
And so when that link to that divine purpose was broken, it has nothing that it is searching for currently.
Well, it seems, well, you are more acquainted with the Changebringer than I am, Illarin, but I think we just received a sign somehow. Do you mind if I give it a go the same way?
Give me a sec. I'll get Jimmy. He can fix it. I think. Jimmy.
Well, would rather not have it be tinkered with, but yes, Yorick. You may try.
Well, I don't suppose my goddess wants to destroy it. I hope not. Well,
No, from what I have heard, she shows the way with the lights. So.
All right. So Yurik, you take it in your hand. Are you doing anything else?
well, I'm just answering back to Illarin. We share the same goal, I suppose. So, looking for the kiss of the Changebringer, right?
Yes.
Right. So you hand it over to Sir Yurik. It's still spinning wildly.
And I try the same channel divinity.
Alrighty. It aims to the southeast.
Ah, you fixed it.
I think I understand a little bit better now. Well, it's I think we have the tool we need. It's yours, of course. But at this point, if I hand it back, I think we'll lose the direction again. So if we want to head out today, we can do it. But I think I'll have to keep holding it.
Well, maybe I don't mean to put a damper, but it's possible maybe the compass only points northeast. So if we
southeast now?
Oh, southeast. What if we temporarily change our goals and try that again?
I'm
Uh,
not sure it works that way. I feel as if, well, you can try to change your goals, I suppose, but it would be disingenuous, I feel.
yeah, well, we do have a secondary goal. Uh, you can try focusing on that other vestige in the Underdark.
What is the name of that again?
Agony.
Agony.
The prettiest of all the relics.
Also, too, now that I think about it, Jero, may Prissa start ritual casting Identify on this compass?
Sure.
Well, I suppose I can, but well,
You would have to touch it.
Yeah, so you're
No.
you're stuck holding it while Prince is touching it.
I will say that yes, I suppose I can change my goals, but well, it would be a very superficial thing, and I'm not sure that things like these work on a superficial level. This is a blessed item of the Changebringer. I don't feel as if merely pretending that my goal at the moment is to go after Agony would change anything. Because, well, in my heart at this moment, our goal is the kiss of the Changebringer. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm actually able to change it but well, I suppose. Well, if we are, well, Dorzen needs to get some clothes fitted. Seems like good. I don't suppose we're heading out today anyway.
No, I would assume not.
Yeah.
It seems we are staying to get the clothes.
Yeah. So, yeah. I suppose we can go out and, I don't know, look at the city, see if we can do some shopping, maybe.
Yeah.
Although, yeah. Go ahead.
Since we are heading out in the morning, would you mind if I have the compass back?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's yours.
Thank you.
I'm not a thief.
All right. The moment you let it go and hand it to Alarin, it starts spinning in circles again.
Did Prissa get to finish the Identify or no?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I would have let her finish, of course, if she was.
It is a compass of the salt relic. Speaking's hard today.
What is the compass of a salt relic?
You have no idea. It's something that seeks relics, and it's a compass. It's not a typical magical item that you've ever identified, really. It does have divination magic as the school of magic attached to it. Based off of what it's called, it is a compass that seeks relics.
That's fascinating, and Prissa's gonna actually start writing in her notes about that to see if she can maybe figure out a way to make an arcane version, sort of.
Sure. So, Yurik and Alarin, you two are going out into the town for shopping. Jimmy, are you, or? Okay.
Let's see. Valora said she was going to bring us the clothes.
Right. And mentioning of that, we're going to jump over to Dorzen. Dorzen!
Did you just say Alora?
No, Valora.
Valora.
Yeah. So, Dorzen, you begin walking through the city streets, and you do notice a couple of glances in your general direction, but they seem to look at Valora and nod their head, and then look over at you just questioning. Not like you're odd, but just questioning what you're doing beside her. And as you both keep walking through the area, you notice many different wards that you have to walk through, leaving the inner sanctum of the smallest circle of Singorn and spreading out to the higher rises and areas. You notice a a large fortress-like wall surrounding this inner circle, made out of wood and dark iron clads. It blends into the terrain very nicely, and it's much more natural in nature as you begin walking through it. It seems to have a lot of moss overgrowing on top of it, and despite how beautiful it is 100% a very powerful fort to keep the boundaries of these walls separated from anybody that may pursue. You walk further past that, and you immediately come over to a overarching stone archway. Yeah, it's an archway. Moss is rising across and licking the edges of it, and there's little bits of Sylvan inscribed on it. And looking right past that, it's a wide open field of...
Can I read the Sylvan?
We'll get there. Let me... Yeah. Wide open field of grass and trees of all different manners, just hooked, hewing, and some of them twisting. The Sylvan reads, welcome all who dare to enter Artigan's Lodge. Roll a religion check.
Ooh, okay. 22.
Artigan. That's an archfey.
Oh, okay.
He's one of revelry and parties. He is also known for running many different shows and performances inside of the Feywilds.
Except theater.
He is in charge of the theater.
Oh dear.
Never mind.
And as she begins walking towards it, she turns and goes, "We've had a bit of an issue ever since Singorn last went to the Feywild. However,
I can see that.
I believe they would be more appropriate experts at fitting you with proper attire."
What's his relation to my court?
I mean, he doesn't hate anybody. Well, let me rephrase. He doesn't particularly hate anybody more than others. However, your court fucking hates him.
Oh. Any particular instance of why?
The pranks that they do.
But considering who I'm pseudo-related to, that probably wouldn't affect me that much.
Well, the pranks were targeted towards him most of the time.
Ooh!
Yeah. He really, really hated the theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna have to play this.
So, she walks through the archway with you walking right behind her, and immediately after you walk in, you see little floating sprites, pixies, lurking around. Can somebody mute yourself, whoever's typing? Thank you. You see a couple of satyrs just trotting through the area. A few more interesting fey creatures, very distinctly fey creatures.
So it's like I'm back home in the Feywild.
The grass feels softer and like it almost tickles at your hooves as you kind of just instinctually lean down towards it and feel it. Very nice, it's very comforting, it's wild. And all of them begin looking at her and then turn and look at you and cock their head, just questioning. One of the little satyrs comes walking on over, hands behind their back. Well, welcome to our fantastic grove. Are you here for the party this evening?
Party?
Yes. And he looks up at you and goes, Dushan, speaking Sylvan. Good day, sir. How are you?
Dorzan. Also in Sylvan.
Dorzan. Oh, well, that is a great name. So, What can we do for you? No, it's not very often that any of the elves come through here. And he looks over at her playfully, and she keeps that same stern demeanor and goes, well, it's not every day that we have a being from your native lands step over to our territory and ask for guidance and help. The satyr immediately throws his arm up over your torso, so like around your waist. Oh, you don't need to worry about any of them. We'll take care of you, buddy. Here, come walk with us. Begins trying to walk with you.
If walk with me, you mean he's hanging off my waist as I'm walking with her?
Yeah. So, what brings you out to the mortal lands, and how did you stumble upon us? Honestly, we've been trying to get out of here and talk to everybody else for a while, but the elves are really adamant about keeping us here.
I've been in these lands for the last 20 so years.
Oh, that's not so bad. You're still learning the ways.
I can't go back on my own.
Well, neither can we. But, anyways, is there anything we can do for you? Anything that you are seeking? Yes, he needs proper tundra attire. What the hell's a centaur doing going into a tundra? Now this should be a fascinating story.
What the hell is a satyr doing in the middle of an elf city outside the Feywild?
Can I tell you in song? Immediately, Valora goes, no, you cannot.
Ah!
Just imagine like there's things in the background getting ready to burst out into song with him,
Immediately,
and then
the grass
flowers
raises
growing
with heads
faces.
and little lutes going, huh? Yeah.
Got a whole full musical just
Yeah.
waiting in the back.
Yep. It's just there, Oh, well, you're no fun. But once upon a time ago, Singorn left this place and traversed over into our home. I'm sure you're aware of that. If you've only been here 20 years or so, you should have heard of this. And while there, Artagon, just piece up to the sky, managed to infiltrate into their protective wards and found this nice little lovely grove and decided to impregnate one of the trees.
I'm sorry, what? A Fae snuck in and had sex with one of their trees?
Well, yeah, he's an archfey.
No, that's me as a person.
Well, yeah,
I
they're
didn't-
fey.
I didn't realize that was something that they could do.
They're fey. Trees are people. Like,
a quick reminder too, Dorzen, you're also Fae.
yeah, you can have sex with trees. I am not ever letting you touch Sun Tree.
Who suddenly feels the urge to go to Whitestone?
Well, Jimmy has this entire time, but
That would be rude. I would at least want to be able to talk to them first.
well, I mean, he spent a good few months with them, but you know. But after he impregnated them, the grove turned and shifted into that of the Fae, and well, we managed to sneak in here, thinking like this will be a really good party, you know, raid the city, get whatever else we need. It used to belong to some other person, but we don't care about them. But it was a fantastic time, and unfortunately, when they came back, we came back with them. Yes, and we've been trying to figure out a way to destroy the connection of the Feywild to these grounds so that we can return them home and none of them will come back.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that's what I said. But yeah, so I showed you mine, show me yours.
Wait, he wants me to say this story? So,
Tell
yeah.
us what you're doing going up to the tundra.
We're trying to find a pack of Goliaths that walk it. They have something that one of the people I'm with really, really wants.
That's boring as hell.
I know. We just came.
Yeah?
I walked the Shadowfell.
That place is even more boring.
Yeah? Did you fight a giant lava-breathing monster there?
No.
I did.
Still,
That was
I mean, sounds entertaining. Why didn't you try seducing it instead?
Well,
That would have been a good story.
I mean, I could have, but at the same time, the rest of them just started throwing spells in it. It's like, there's no coming back from that.
Ah, that's understandable. Oh, these mortals are always ruining everything for us, you know? Like, it's a good time. I mean, you can deal with the burning sensation for a few weeks. It's fine, you know? It's all about the story afterwards.
Realizing the nature of my character is very strange.
Yep. Well, you might not still follow that nature, but this is the nature of these Fae. Sounds boring. Anyways, let's outfit you. What do you prefer? Greens? Orange? You strike me as a yellow fella.
I prefer...
What is your favorite
Actually,
color?
yes, yellow with like the striped blues, you know, so it goes with the armor because the armor's blue. If you know what I mean.
Yes, yes, yes. And we'll throw in a few more sparkles and gems across the... Oh, it'll be so lovely. Oh,
I can't walk with the gems. People just take them when I'm not looking.
oh, that's fine. Yeah. We'll enchant the gems. It'll kill them. We're looking at 2,000 gold. Unless you have poxberries. Do you have poxberries? I can tell you, you do not. Do you have any poxberries?
Nope.
Fine, 2,000 gold. And give us like a month.
I'm.
Well, you want the gems to kill people if they steal it from you, right?
Unfortunately.
Ooh, you'd rather it enchant them so they start dancing and they never stop. Love that trick. We're really good at that one too.
Unfortunately, I love that idea. I cannot, in good conscience, and it looks like he's playing up like he really wants it, but whatever you can do in a couple days. I know, I get these people. They don't know how to spend time. They don't live that long.
Traveling with mortals sounds god awful.
It is.
Fine. 2 days, Valor looks at you and goes, I thought you were planning on leaving like tomorrow?
I go over to her, like, you really think you can convince them to finish anything in a day?
Can you?
Is she asking me or them?
She's asking you. The other individuals already started sketching onto a giant leaf what they think they are going to do.
No, it took everything to get them down from the month.
All right, 2 days, green, blue, yellow, because we have to work with the materials at our disposal. Resistant to the cold, yeah, that should be manageable. Minor enchanting properties, boring. 500 gold.
I hand him the 500 gold.
Fantastic. See you in 2 days. And he goes frolicking away, skipping. And then he just pops up out of, like, behind a different tree. Hey! Did you want to come to the party tonight? You can invite all your friends. Valora looks at you and goes, don't do it! They can all come.
I mean, it's been so long since I've had a party from home.
I know. And, get this, we've already built a stage for the theater.
not too much like the theater.
Well, as best as we could replicate it. We have all the right tools. Doors in.
Love that look of horror that you had.
Your uncle warned everybody to never go to the theater.
Yes, yeah.
Huh? Huh?
Perhaps when we come back, we need to make sure they have all their human stuff.
I'll save you front row seats. Don't worry, it's just a mild splash zone.
And Dorson starts his go.
Valor is turning and walking with you and goes, we lost several good soldiers to the theater already.
You are lucky.
Yes. Turn the faithless. Fuck all ye Fae. At least you have an oh shit button if Dorson ever gets mind controlled. So, you head on back and you have the order for your custom jacket, and she starts stopping at different shops to get, everybody else is done and gathered. Most of the shops have cloaks that will be large enough for each of your party members. They might be too large for each of them, but that's perfectly fine. As long as you're able to get it. And she fronts all of the money, and you see that she drops about a total of a platinum, getting all of them for everybody else. And, you help to carry it, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pack horse.
Sure. She's still carrying the smaller ones for Prissa and Jimmy and starts walking back. Yurik and Alarin, what in particular were you trying to buy? Let's just not shopping session, just,
Yeah.
Not two in a row.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Ring of Warmth.
All right.
It's an uncommon item for 1,000 gold.
But
Jeez.
if the clothes are gonna give us resistance to cold as well, we probably won't need
Your
them.
clothes aren't going to give you resistance. Your coats are going to make it so it doesn't affect you as greatly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Basically,
we're
you
going
won't
for fake
freeze to
privilege.
death.
No, yours is going to do the same thing, Dorson, but it's going to be much prettier, and you're dealing with Fae. It's going to be way more expensive.
Yeah.
Then we're going for the rings.
Okay. I'll say roll me a D3. Or D4. Say D4 minus 1.
You want to do it, Yurik?
So 1. There's 1.
Ah, shite.
By the way, Yurik, I did mention, let's see. Yeah, that was you who mentioned about the Ring of Protection. Did you give that to Prissa?
Oh, I didn't see that one. Let's see. Well, I suppose. Well, you can borrow it if I get the Ring of Warmth, but depends on me and Illirin who has the most need for it.
So which of you wants the Ring of Warmth?
I asked first.
We'll make
Rock,
it
paper,
fair.
scissors for it.
We'll make it fair. Both of you roll D20s.
Rock,
Right.
paper, scissors. I got it.
If one of you wants to use your inspiration, go for it.
Oh, that's just a dick move.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can I use
Yeah.
my human determination?
Sure.
let's make it fair and just do straight rolls.
Sure.
Sure.
So the lowest number wins then?
Golf rules? No. Alarin,
Alright.
unfortunately, gets it.
But he's already got fur.
He does.
Are you
That is
saying
true.
sure Yurik's not a hairy guy?
No, I shave.
I mean, to be fair, Dorzen has hair too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, you spend 1,000 gold, you get a Ring of Warmth, you attune to it, you're feeling fancy. And you feel snug, like you have a nice, warm blanket just, hugging you.
Yeah. So now he can keep with his normal traveling clothes and no boots.
And as the two of you are doing that, Valora comes up with all of the clothes and goes, "Oh, fantastic! Here you go. Try them on. Make sure they fit you properly."
Mm-hmm.
And she hands you both huge sets of very thick, heavy boots.
What is this, a tarp?
Oh,
This
Dorzen,
goes
you don't have yours
over
yet.
the armor, right?
Yes, of course, it's a cloak.
Yes, good. Interesting.
Yes. I asked them to use Winterwolf hide if they had that accessible, which luckily they have plenty accessible at this time. Apparently somebody just got done a big hunting round over towards the mountains. So they should be able to be incredibly resilient to the cold itself, just they are also very absorbent, so, keep that in mind.
At this point, I would assume Prissa already got it on, and she looks like a little kid with, the big old stuffed jacket and like snowsuit kind of thing.
Yes? Yes.
So you're like a Kenny.
Yeah, pretty much. No, sorry. Anyways, this person that went hunting in the mountains, the Stormcrest Mountains, right?
Well, they hunt near the mountains, closer to the forest edge.
Do you guys think that they would know anything that might help us if we go to that area?
Well, if you need to travel to the Stormcrest Mountains, that's easy. The problem is the Storm Point Mountains. We can hand you a map, no problem. Just when you get lower and higher in the mountains, the maps aren't going to be able to help you.
That's good to know. Oh man, this thing's getting really warm really quickly, so I guess it works.
Yes. And she goes over to you as well, Jimmy, and hands you yours.
Jimmy's over here making his Iron Man suit as eternal heater. Oh no.
Oh no, he disappeared.
No, he found out about his plan, so he had to no, I have to leave.
Oh no. Well, there that goes.
I'm here.
Hey. Yeah, camera shorted again for a moment.
Yeah, he just.
Oh no, I'm the punchy cleric.
And smiles and then puts it away in his bag.
Shh, I didn't hear him. What'd you say?
I just take the cloak and smile, put it away in my bag.
Alrighty. James, is everything okay? Do you not enjoy these accommodations at all?
It's just I appreciate the gift. It's not needed, but I'll take care of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Everybody else happy with your gifts as well?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for doing this. We're so sorry to trouble you.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. This is what I get paid to do. All right, faces are fixed.
Say thank you, Cole.
Yes.
What the hell?
I have no idea.
How do you do this?
I'm telling you, it's the wiring in my camera. Hold on.
Yeah.
Someone needs a new...
I hear it's trying, and it's failing.
Well, it keeps going back, and I'm just wiggling the wire, so it's very touchy right now. So I'm going to try not to touch anything, and hopefully this doesn't happen
All right.
anymore.
Let's hope.
I can move my mouse. I can move my keyboard. I'm not gonna move anything else.
Stay. All right, sorry. Fantastic. While I was gone, did you all figure out anything, or?
Our compass is magical.
Oh, so it's not broken.
No, it appears to be a divine locating beacon of some sorts.
Jimmy, you do hear that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, that's interesting.
Apparently, it's called a compass of the. So I want to say salt marsh or rock.
I
salt,
heard salt tracker.
Salt tracker.
Salt tracker. Thank you.
Compass of the salt relic, you told me.
Salt relic. Yes. Well, that sounds fancy. Never heard of anything like that. Sounds valuable. So I guess that's good. I mean, anything that can... Wait. Can that help you find any relic that you're looking for?
Perhaps. Not quite sure. But it does appear to show us the direction of what we are seeking at the moment.
That's,
Dangerous.
Yeah, that sounds like you probably shouldn't let people know you have something like that.
Well, it's not
Yes.
proven yet, so
True. But even just like the whispers of that, I mean, an identifier that can show you where vestiges are?
Yes, perhaps it best not speaking too loudly of it.
Yes, of
guys, we
course.
got the Dragon Ball locator.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Thank you. Jimmy gets it.
I got it. I won't say it.
I was so sure it was freaking Jack Sparrow's compass.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that too.
I
Yep.
mean, it still could be. We have no idea.
Wow. Well, that's incredible. Dorzin's cloak is going to be done within a couple of days, apparently.
Do not go to the theater.
Oh, but
No.
there's so many. Why
No.
not?
We have
Not
our
in
own
this
theater in town. It's actually a lovely establishment.
Is it?
If a goat man asks you to go to the theater, tell him no.
There's goat people here. I'm not
We
sure.
don't
Yes, that
really
was
talk
surprising to
about
me.
them, Dorzin. We don't want other places to know that they are here.
That seems highly offensive.
What?
You don't talk
No,
about
no, she's right. The less people that know they're here, the better for everyone.
Yeah, it's far more dangerous if people start targeting them. I mean, creatures with that type of lineage are usually targeted for many different deals and reasons.
The only way you're getting them out of there is if you literally take all the land and poof it to the Feywild all at once.
Wait, the Fae. Oh, it's a satyr. Wait, there's Fae here.
No. I don't know if the camera caught that wink.
No, it did not. You're like the furthest one away from your camera.
I'm sorry, my computer is like that.
No, you're good, you're good. I can just make you bigger. Bigger. There we go. All right, so we have 2 days. Do you all want a montage?
I've never montaged before, so I'd love to try.
Always so much fun.
All you have to do is jump in the air and clack your heels. All at the same time.
Prissa tries to do that, but she's still in the suit, so she falls over.
All right, so montage. 2 days go by. Were any of you doing anything during those 2 days?
I'm trying to charm our hostess.
All right, roll a charisma check.
Ooh.
Prissa's
Can I
trying.
keep determination on it?
No. That's
You already
a
did.
very bad thing. Was anybody else participating in this?
Sure, why not? Prissa
Dorzin's
will-
gonna watch him do that.
So Prissa also roll it, but both of you are rolling at disadvantage.
Alarn would also be talking to her, but not trying to woo her, just
No, I'm not trying to woo her. I'm trying to have her like show Prissa around the city, like places of interest.
Okay, I got you. So Yurik is the only one trying to get in her pants.
yeah, Alarn is just trying to make friends, basically.
Okay, with your background, Alarin, you make friends.
Gonna be honest, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Yeah. Prissa, she shows you around the town, no problem. Sir Yurik, it would not have been disadvantaged, but still 11. She welcomes you to hang out if you would like, and treats you like a very courteous guest inside of her home. She is a fantastic hostess, making sure that breakfast is always readily available on time. All of the meals are prepared, snacks
You're
whenever.
friend zoned.
I mean, you're business acquaintance zoned.
All right.
Oh, I'm just gonna tell her like a few tricks of dealing with a couple Fae that I've grown up with.
Yeah, and she takes that to heart, considering the circumstance. So, you're shown around the city, Prissa. She brings you to the Emerald Citadel, which that is the building that you originally met her at. A large standing establishment that, has the nice white emerald flooring, and it fades into a more ivory, sprouted tree-like feel the further back you get into it. She shows you what she calls the Fey Grove, And she says, under no circumstances do you go in there by yourself. Please bring Dorzen if you do have to go there for any reason. It's incredibly dangerous.
I don't understand why, but I'll.
You see a cute pixie just smiling and waving at you.
Krissa waves back.
Immediately, Valor just like slaps your hand out. No, don't acknowledge it. Keep walking. Just
okay.
She shows you the Tarn Ward, which is a commerce and peaceful district that surrounds a very large lake that's filled with canals that feed out deeper into the jungles surrounding this area. All of this is on the outside of those incredibly large, keep that originally I let you all know about. It is called the Beryl Keep, Beryl. And she shows you around the area. There is a Scholars Ward, which you are not allowed into, Prissa. It is called the Memory Ward. You're an outsider. You're not accepted there. They won't accept it. So, all of you go back. All of you continue your different dealings and purchases. Alarin, are you trying to, make sure all of the shopkeepers know you in town?
Well, he's gonna go around and talk with pretty much everyone and just make friends, not just from the shop owners, but try to with the general population as well.
Okay. If you want to have more shops like you here, you're gonna have to spend money there. That is one aspect about it. But it is an option you have, and it's not like I buy a stick of gum. Like it's.
I don't know.
I'm asking you, do you want souvenirs?
Yeah, of course he wants souvenirs.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
49.
All right, we'll say you spend half of your remaining gold buying all manners of different trinkets, blankets, nice little pieces of armor that aren't even fully constructed, but more or less most of the places in this town know you and like you now.
Let's see.
This is a hard time to get people to like you too.
It is, but you're likable with merchants.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of really nice odd things. I'll roll out a random useless pile of treasures list and let you know what you bought.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool. And I assume you just throw it in one of the bags of holding and you're good.
Yeah, he puts it in his haversack. It's pretty much filled to the brim now, but yep.
Alrighty.
I just came up with an idea what to do the second day. Can I teach her how to get away with cheating at Fey games?
That's incredibly dangerous. But you can certainly try.
Like, in case she's ever forced into one, I want to teach her how to get away with it.
Okay. Roll me...
He knows them, but eventually she's going to get put into a game.
Roll me a charisma check.
Ooh, that ain't good. 4.
I mean, you know how to get away with them. You try teaching her.
Ooh.
It doesn't work very well. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, we had 2 days. The first, Elrond would activate the compass again.
Alrighty. It points in that same direction. Alrighty. So, the items that you have purchased, and please list this down. 16 bottles of fine wine.
Ooh,
And yes, they came from different shops, most. All of them in different shapes of glassary of different animals that live around the area. You have one bugbear, and all the rest are jungle-like. It's very nice, very cool. You have a tiger rug, which is a tiger skin that's been made into a rug that you can wrap up easily. They do assure you that The tiger was hunted and killed after it attacked people who were traveling, and then they used all of the parts. So they wanted to make a nice tapestry to sell with it so that they can, use every aspect of it. Technically could be used as a cloak. You have an elephant sculpture made out of pure crystal. You have an assortment of jewelry and rings, ranging from necklaces to rings to toe rings, and for you, even tail rings if you want. As well as a very ornate scribing quill. It is made out of platinum, and the tip of it is blackened and charred. As well as a t-shirt that says, I love Singorn.
Yeah, of course. I didn't take all the details, but I got the most important ones.
Yeah.
Is it love in like Sylvan so no one understands it?
Oh, of course, yeah. And they actually misspelled it. It says love, but
That fits better.
Yeah. However, most of the shops in Singorn are going to know you, and you will have your fair trade later on.
Yep.
And while we're there, shopping and stuff, I'm going to give my cohort or retainer 10 gold pieces to just go out and procure some fine food and stuff to bring on the journey.
Roll me a D100.
All right.
All right, cool. No side quests. He doesn't get caught up in the Fae. But anyways, time skip. Boop, 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 boop. The new day arrives. Prissa, you had a very difficult time sleeping the night before, but
Well, it was mainly because she was her thoughts were the mission, but then she was going back to like the idea that she's probably gonna have to steal a book from the Lyceum, like her pretty much, I would say, second home, if she considers that place like one of her home, and so she just has trouble sleeping.
that's fair. So, the day arrives. All of you get yourselves packed up, and Valor is waiting there, helping you all get set up. He goes, all right, well, if any of you need anything else, be sure to reach out to me. Yurik, you're capable of talking to people over long distances, right?
Yes.
Just if you can keep that on demand, that'd be, good.
I can as well.
Oh, fantastic. Well, either of you, if you need anything and you need to reach out, you need to talk, need advice, need me to check something, just, pop in and I'll see what I can do. Don't waste time saying hello. It's always a waste of a word.
Krista rethinks a lot of the things she said before.
Very well. So, goodbye.
Bye, Valor. Thank you
Goodbye.
for having us here.
Yes, no problem. She waves you all off as you all begin your journey trekking through Singor. You make it into the wide open verdant expanse, into the very thick forestation surrounding the area. The trees are all hooked and somewhat twisted in different areas where it would appear that multiple trees have grown into each other and molded. The thick canopy above leaves very little sunlight to actually shine through. That would, generally speaking, make traversing very difficult if you did not have a map to point you in the proper direction. Now, you all know traveling directly to the Stormcrest Mountains is going to take you only a few hours to get to the very baseline of it. Do you all plan on climbing up the mountain, or do you plan on walking alongside it as a guided route?
Say we don't climb up.
I
Where's
think
the
we
compass
can climb
pointing?
it though.
The same
Yes,
general
well,
direction as before.
considering some of your climbing skills, perhaps not
I-
going up.
Well, I mean, I've prepared some spells to help circumvent that sort of difficulty.
Ah, wonderful. Well, whatever you all feel good about then. At least we have the compass to guide us.
Well, say we take the as far as we know, safest route available. We're not in a true hurry, so we can take our time to be safe. But of course,
As a side note, Alarin or Yurik, one of you is going to have to cast Channel Divinity every day to get it in that direction. And if you drop the compass,
Orson can too now.
Dorzin can help too.
Hey.
And if you drop
Yeah.
it, one of you is going to have to pick it up and do that as well.
Oh yeah, then Alarn will definitely expel his channel divinity every day for that.
Cool.
let's just pass it around and.
No, Alarn will
Or-
keep a tight hand on it or in a
Alright,
very
well.
safe pocket.
You have to hold
Okay,
it.
fair enough.
You have to hold it?
You have to hold it.
Okay, then he will keep it in his hand at all times.
Those
You can't,
finger
like-
grooves is where you have to hold and clutch it. If you release it, it disconnects.
You should just like attach it to a bracelet so you can have it on your wrist and just it's like a.
I mean, like one of those like safety things when you go surfing. You know, it's like on your
Yeah.
wrist, but it's attached to the.
All right. So, you all start walking along the wide open forest. It's a very beautiful area covered in rich greenery and a very chilled climate at this point. Change the music now. It's very quiet, very peaceful. You do hear the chirping of crickets and birds stretching across the expanse, as well as the calm rustling of the leaves high above the canopy, 40, 60 feet above you in some areas. It's very nice, very soothing, very relaxing. I would like everybody to roll me a perception check.
And when we said it's relaxing, I was freaking out.
Wow.
That nat one.
Hey, Sir Yurik. You're being followed. You've been walking for about 3 hours along the sides to this mountain, and somewhere along the way you've picked up the quiet rustling of bushes that seem a bit too quick. Quiet, quick again. Quiet,
Right.
quick again. You're not exactly sure where, but you do hear it without turning around.
All right.
And
so
are
I'm
you
just going
bringing
to-
your retainer with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're walking, I'm just going to whisper, like very lowly to everyone in the vicinity. We're being followed. Keep going, and we'll turn. And not sure exactly where they are. They're behind us.
Immediately, Prissa, mage armors.
I try to do it like kind of like, oh, I forgot to do it earlier today. I should do that kind of thing. Like,
Roll a deception
oh
check.
man,
Alarn will put his the compass in a secure pocket.
I don't know.
Oh yes, I totally forgot to do that.
As soon as she does that, I'm just like, Alright. I'm pulling out my shield and turning around.
All right, you turn around and you look around. You don't see anybody.
Need to use the bathroom, Sir Yurik?
I rarely use the bathroom while holding shields. I'll have you know.
Yeah, it would be quite inconvenient.
what if you get attacked when you're draining the snake as they say.
Oh, he has the other hand for the sword.
Wait a minute, one of those doesn't add up.
I'm just gonna
Called dual
shout
wielding.
out in the direction of where I heard bushes and stuff. Just, whoever you are, if you want to follow us, you might as well come out. We don't mean you any harm unless you mean us harm. Persuasion.
Where are you talking to?
Just push people.
You all look around and scan the area. Don't see anybody.
Quick question for Yurika. How far away were those bushes you said you heard them from?
Well, they're around. I just picked up on noises that don't really spontaneously erupt in the wilds without someone causing them. There are someone around.
Perhaps
Krista-
they might be invisible.
Prissa would like to activate her medallion of thoughts, not to try to read surface thoughts, but it's got that whole 30 feet of detecting like living creatures or something.
Yep, let me read that real quick.
It's towards the bottom.
Yes. Okay. Prissa, you hear 3 sets of thoughts outside of your party. Jimmy is a little confused. Yurik is stoic and making sure everything's okay. Lauren's still, oh, which pocket I put that? Okay, it's in that pocket. I feel it. Good. Okay. Dorzin is almost like a blank sheet just staring out in this area, just ready for combat. And you hear 3 other sets. Within that 30-foot range, somewhere, of course, one of them, it walks here, talks too. Second one, it cannot have seen us. It is not smart enough. And the third one, I really gotta piss.
Can I tell where those thoughts came from? It's
Oh,
30 feet.
I'm not exactly done.
Okay.
You also hear that same first one. I told you to go before we started walking.
Wait, the thoughts are talking to each other?
Yes.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
You can't exactly tell where they are, but you have the sense that somewhere within that 30-foot radius in front of you, they are there.
It's a good thing I maybe prepped this thing today, but let me just double check its radius real quick. Okay, so if it was coming behind us, right? Or at least that's what Yurik said,
Correct.
kind of. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cast Fairy Fire, which is a 20-foot cube,
Okay.
in a kind of, there's like I assume like a 2/3 of a chance that it'll hit something.
I'll allow. Wait. Roll me a d20. 10 or above, it has the chance of hitting one of them.
Ooh.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You throw the fairy fire out inside of one of the areas where you suspect it might be. And then once it just shimmers and fades, kind of cock your head to the side and you hear, They are so stupid.
100. What? Did you see one? What is it?
No, it's not quite, but I mean,
There is someone there, yes?
something's following us, but I don't know what their intent is. And I guess, can I try to dive deep? I guess might as well at this point.
Which one?
Into-
1, 2, or Pissy?
I'm gonna assume that Pissy is like the most vulnerable right now.
Okay, and is that intelligence saving throw or intelligence saving?
It's wisdom.
Wisdom
oh,
saving.
No,
Okay.
it's wisdom.
Okay, cool.
It's using the medallions thing, which I think is 13. Let me double check.
It's supposed to be static, yes. With its advantage, it rolled a whopping 9. So, I'm not rolling those dice for the remainder of the day.
Oh, please do.
You dive deeper into the mind, going, we have to find more of them. Please, don't let them go there. I don't want to kill any more of them. This is just boring. They're always so stupid. They're always so weak. Yes, I know they hunt us, but come on. Can't they just die already and not make us waste our time? You know what? I'm just gonna pee right here.
With that diving deep, am I able to tell what it is or what it thinks it is of itself?
It doesn't exactly work like that. I mean, you can hear deeper into its mind and like deeper into its thoughts, which are not just the surface thoughts that it was producing earlier. However, roll a, I guess to discern creature type would be nature check.
Do I have, with my perception earlier, like a more specific sense of where I picked it up from?
It was in multiple areas, moving. It's with your very high perception, you just barely heard them.
Okay.
So it's more or less, you know, it's somewhere in this general cone of view in front of you, but nothing more than that.
Right. I'm speaking out loud again, and I'm saying, I'm giving you to the count of 5 to reveal yourself. If not,
sir.
I will consider you foes. So I say, friend or foe? 1.
Right. Carissa, in response
Yorick.
to you, they are creatures that think that they are higher on a pecking order than you. That's about all you can pick up.
So Yorick,
3.
the thoughts I read, there seem to be hunters, but they're also hunted. So it's possible these are winter wolves that
5.
we're dealing with. So I don't know if they'd understand you.
Roll intimidation. Well, first.
Oh wow!
I said first intimidation.
All right.
I don't know. Would that be with advantage?
Well, no, I'm saying before you actually cast the fireball, intimidation.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Then you raise your hand where you see a massive burning ember appear, and you aim in that general area, and immediately... Okay. All right. That is going to be a 23 and a 26 against you, Yurik.
26 will hit.
Okay. The 2 large branches from the tree swoop down, and one of them clonks you right upside the head. Give me a strength saving throw.
Okay.
And also, I need to roll some dice to see how much damage it dealt.
Is that,
Hey, you are not
we
grappled.
pissing off an ant?
Not exactly. 12, 7, you suffer 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Shit.
And now, I need initiative.
Yeah.
I don't see a token for myself.
You're all the way back up at Falcone Castle.
You can also just place a new one down in this area. It's fine.
So did my fireball go off, or
No, I'm saying like right before you would do that, they were slamming into you.
All right,
And now,
okay.
yeah, they were holding their actions, their ends.
Okay, so I didn't lose the spell slot, right?
No, you did not.
Okay.
For some reason, that didn't proc.
I got a 7 with advantage.
So these ants were wait. The ant can pee?
Why can't I see my? Oh, there's them.
Oh yeah, wait. Quick thing too. Did Yurk just start a forest fire?
He's about to.
We'll see.
It's not letting me change my initiative to my first roll.
What was it?
It was 6, but it didn't appear, so I had to re-roll. Thank you.
No, these are not ents. They're slightly different.
Your ants.
I don't suppose Dorzen knows what these are.
You will. They are awakened trees.
Oh. They're not going to understand Sylvan, are they?
Jimmy, you saw Sir Uric get by one of these trees that was looming very closely, and another one from the other side shot its very large trunk out towards him. Luckily, the blow from the first one knocked him out of the range of the second pummeling from it, and you see these spiked edges across them that almost stick to Sir Uric's skin and starts ripping, pulling him up, but he throws it and pushes it off himself before it actually held on. You're going first.
Ouch, get over here. Turn on protection protocol. And let's get a little temp HP going here. Let's see. It is...
Oop. Ouch, now has hit points on him.
Yes, he does. Everybody within 15. Let me double check.
10, it
10
says.
feet. So I called Ouch over. He can move up to 20. I'm going to move him to the center of the group. Everybody gets 8 temporary HP.
Alrighty. You feel an arcane force field just like emanate out like a net and just encompass all of you to just lay against your skin a bit better.
And I'm going to unholster my firearm and just like start training it around the trees and looking for individuals. Keeping note of the one, I'm assuming the one here is the one that struck Yorick.
Yes, and the one all the way over here was the one that tried to strike him. They have very far reach.
Good to know. So that's my action, bonus action, and movement. I'm probably going to take a step back behind Ouch.
Okay.
That's it.
Ouch. It is now your...
Yeah, he did his thing. He's dodging.
Alrighty. Prissa.
A quick question about the squares. So are we just going like zooming in so every square is 5 feet?
Sure.
Okay, I think I can do this, get all of them with this. I don't want to start a forest fire, Krista doesn't. So she's going to use a spell she hasn't used yet, but she did prepare it.
Okay. Synaptic Static against all 3 of them. Intelligence saving throws. Although they
Not
are
many things.
kind of smart.
Not many things are have proficiency in intelligence saves.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
But, ooh, that would hit us as well if you hit all 3 of them.
No,
You
but
can
I'm
aim
going for
up.
one. Yeah, I'm aiming for kind of like a fireball sort of way.
Yeah,
but
like
without
it
fire.
doesn't encompass downwards in a cone. You can aim upwards in the air, and they are way bigger than all of you, so you could
enough.
just touch them. Yeah, I'm not that big of a dick as a DM. The one to the left, 16 failed. The one directly in front of you failed, and the one to your right was successful. So that is going to be 22 points of psychic damage. As you do that, you see the large tree start shrieking out and speak in Sylvan, very disgusted, going, "Ow! Ugh!" Not liking that attack at all.
And the ones that failed, I believe they have to do a d6 and subtract that from attack rolls and saving throws.
Cool. Sounds good.
God.
And any of you that understand Sylvan, you heard the trees speaking.
I am the only person who understands Sylvan in this group.
Perfect.
I understand. Well, I haven't activated the helmet.
Now
You have to turn on a helmet.
it is the
Yeah.
awakened trees. No longer having advantage on their attacks. The one is going to slam in against you again, Yurik, and the other two are going to attack Prissa. 14 does not hit you, Yurik. Prissa, that is going to be an 11, does not hit you. A 22 though?
I'll go ahead and cast shield. No. Yeah, no, I'll take it.
Alrighty. So, as it stretches the hands out and all of them start walloping and slamming against the area, Prissa, you manage to dodge the first one out of the way, but then the second one hooks over and slams very hard against you. I need a strength saving throw, please.
Don't worry, guys. I'm good at this. And by good at this, I mean I have like a -1.
I'm not sure where you took it.
That'll be 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
But that was a strength. That was a regular strength saving though.
It's the same thing for you, though.
Not wrong.
The d6 minus to attack, though? Oh, it's minus to attack. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's kind of like a better bane.
All right, so
if,
that'll be
you know,
22 to hit then.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much damage was that first hit?
14 points of bludgeoning damage. And as the sticky substance on the side of its club-like arm slams into you, Prissa, you're immediately grappled and restrained by it as it rips you up from your saddle and brings you up into the air with it.
Yeah, Dozin just looks behind us. He's just ah.
She's
Oh, I
dangling
didn't know
pricked
she was
and
on my
stuck.
saddle.
However, that is going to be the tree's turns. This one over here is going to call out. All of you raiders will die. Alarin.
Was that in common?
Yes.
We are not raiders, and I do not wish to fight nature. Why are you attacking us?
Do not lie to us. We know your kind. Slipping through here, attacking us.
Alarm will just raise his left hand with the symbol of the Changebringer.
Alright.
I am new here.
Roll a persuasion.
I will use my session for this. Uh, 21.
Come on, Ned. Erase his entire combat.
They glare down, and you see two sappy eyes like rip open from the tree, looking down at your symbol, confused, and then over to you and the rest of them. And wait, raises his hand, looks down at Sir Yurik, who you've already begun casting the fireball. You're just like getting ready to throw it. Do you let the spell fizzle?
Well, so yeah, okay, so I've already started that action then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll pick up on what they're saying, or did he speak in?
It's been common.
Okay. Right. So I'll change it to Shield of Faith instead then.
All right, so spell fizzles and shing, shield yourself. And at that point, tension is still there. The one is still restraining Prissa.
I say, let her go.
It's
Yeah.
we didn't mean any harm, Mr. Tree. We're trying to pass through, but we got worried because we're being followed.
Yes.
Pass through. None of you pass through here. The only ones that try are the raiders.
Well, we are not raiders. We are looking for a relic of the Changebringer, yes?
Who is that?
It's not.
Alarm will hold up his symbol again and point to it.
Oh,
Uh,
the known path.
yes, that is correct.
You call her change bringer? That's stupid.
I know, right? They have so many weird names, as Dorzen says in Sylvan.
Well, it is the most commonly known name in these lands, yes.
Mr. Tree, if I have a question. Who are these raiders you're mentioning?
Looks over at you and looks at everyone else and slowly lowers you down, Prissa, and goes, you have to push to get off. And like shakes you a little bit, but like the sap is holding you.
I got it. I pulled Prissa out of the sap.
Like stripping her off like Velcro.
And I imagine those that one half of her body still like covered in the sap.
Oh yeah, it's nasty. Well, yeah, it's nasty. Sap tastes disgusting. The creatures from the cities. They've been hunting us here for years now.
Why?
They like our bark. They like our skin.
Sounds
They like our
horrifying.
power.
Well, we can at least let them know not to come towards these parts again.
Oh, they found out they shouldn't. We haven't seen them in weeks now, since the last group almost all died.
Yes, they did speak of something like that. But we are not here to strip you of your bark or your power.
Then why are you trespassing in our forest?
I do apologize. We did not mean to do so. We are heading further south in search of an artifact of the known way.
Known way. And if you aren't our enemies, travel through. They all like stand back up and start like creakily walking back the other direction.
Yeah.
Oddly incredibly stealthy. Very quiet despite the fact that they are 15, 20, 30 feet tall.
Yeah. Alarm will take a deep bow to them and thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. You have a good day. You all. Also, Jero, can Prissa try to determine which one was the pissy tree?
The one that
she
grabbed
is
you.
fucking curious.
The one that grabbed you.
Oh, when he meant piss, he meant sap.
That's why it was sticky.
Oh. But
okay, we need a river for her because this is disgusting.
Press the digitate.
She's clean, but she still has like that section of her hair that's like stuck up awkwardly.
Does this look good on me, or is it
Well, it doesn't look bad. His tail twitches a little bit.
I get some water skin just like get the residual out of her hair. Because Dorzen knows what this is.
Yeah.
Let's just take a very short break then. I'll heal us.
Also, I point to Yorick. No fire.
You don't need to take a break. I think I'm fine.
Well, if you didn't notice, I took quite a pummeling.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you look over at him and like the side of his face is just a purple bruise, just complete clocked against the face.
So I just started noticing that it was starting to purple up.
So you take 10 minutes, heal for 12. You and Prissa. Nobody else needed it. So you all keep traveling.
Yeah. And for the moment, Alarm will just continue on the very approximate direction the compass was.
All right.
Leading.
You continue walking down this area, and After another 5 hours go by, the sun is starting to set a little bit further away, and you're noticing that the grass is starting to have a slightly misted over presence about it. Almost like dew sitting on top of it a little bit prematurely. And as you start feeling that and seeing it, and you see the breath in front of your face start pulsing outwards for each of you, you're then noticing the slight snowfall in this area.
It appears we're getting closer to colder climates.
Alarin, you don't have anything that says traveling is unimpeded, correct?
No, not unimpeded. I will.
Alright.
Ranger abilities are really fun when you have one.
Yeah, so it's it's a slow track.
Yeah, kind of strange that the Changebringer didn't have anything with travel, but.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, you continue moving through the area, picking up some fresh water and berries along the way, feeding everybody as much as they all need. Traveling through. How much longer are you going to keep pushing before you all want to take a rest? You've currently shifted climates and the sun is starting to rest down here.
Say we get well out of the forest, at least.
Well, the forest knows us now. In all likelihood, they would be more of a support than a hindrance.
3 trees know us now. Out of the forest.
I don't know. Other than attacking us, though, they seem nice outside of that one instance.
Yeah. Have you seen any other trees attacking us since that time? I am guessing words spread fast in a forest.
Well, I've heard fire also spreads fast in the forest.
Yes, try not to do any pyromancy.
Sorry, I'm just a bit pissed off.
It's okay. I've prepared my own fireball in case we need to fight fire with fire.
Why
I'm
would
not
you
going
fight
to
fire
burn
with
down
fire?
the
That's
forest.
stupid.
Just relax.
Well,
It fucking hit me.
yes, but that is understandable considering their situation. But yes, if you want to rest, I do have a tent with me.
Ah, you have a nice 3-person tent.
Yep.
I mean, Dorzen's gonna have to sleep outside regardless.
Yep. So you're all setting up for camp for the evening? So?
Dorzen will take first watch.
Ready.
Yeah, no, once, we finally find a place to camp, Prissa, tries to get any remaining sap out of her hair, and then she spends the next 10, 11 minutes on Leomin's tiny hut.
Alrighty. So, after you all get situated, a nice meal being prepared for each of you as well. Leonin's tiny hut is finally done. Alarin, you look over at your tent, proud of it being set up, and you see the perfect dome that is perfectly tempered and protective for everybody up here behind Prissa.
No enjoyment. Oh well.
You can choose to sleep in your tent. Oh.
I mean, one thing too is I was probably going to have Prissa. She's nice enough. She would try to encompass his tent inside the hut as well.
Oh, that's nice. Your tent now has air conditioning.
Yeah.
I mean,
It has a heater.
I'm not trying to undercut your magic or anything, Prissa. I'm just, once in a while it feels good to get the sense that you're out traveling, like waking up a bit cold once in a while. It just takes some of the
Oh, Ouch is rolling initiative.
essence
Okay.
out of it.
Ouch Skynet has finally taken over.
Kill
Ouch is
mode
ready to kill us now.
initiated. You will not deprive me of warmth. So do you want the tent in the bubble or not?
Well, just
Don't be proud.
We'll do it in the bubble.
All right. So
Uh,
you all get set up and you're handed out a very lovely meal of the food that Alarn was able to provide while you're on your travels. The forest is very lush and filled with different animals and berries and fruit and anything else that you need to find to survive off of. It's a very lovely atmosphere.
yeah, Lauren would have asked every bush before he took anything, by the way.
Noted. The bushes did not seem to respond. So, you continue your evening. What is the watch order going to be? Dorzen, you volunteered first shift?
I'd like to take the morning watch.
Okay.
Ouch is just gonna be watching all night. He's just programmed to come over and wake me if he notices anything.
Okay.
Quick question: is Ouch like a flat surface kind of thing, like a Roomba with spider legs?
Think of maybe like a small.
Cockroach?
Yeah, I mean the picture does him justice. He's kind of like a moving trunk, that appears kind of like a insect of sorts.
So yeah, literally kind of like a cockroach.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, Prissa's not gonna take watch, and she's gonna pretty much just snuggle with Professor Uric because
Okay.
I mean, every time Professor goes to take watch, he comes out dead.
Okay, so
Who's doing the earliest watch? That's the
Dorzen.
one. All right, so Jimmy's with Dorzen because he's useless at night.
alrighty. So first watch has been covered. Last watch has been covered. We still have the two middle ones. Unless you just want to leave it all up to Ouch.
Lauren can take one of them.
Alrighty. So you'll take the second or third. Your call.
Yeah, I'll take the second.
Ready?
Everybody is in the bubble though, right? Like,
If they
Yeah.
choose to be, yeah.
And I have my warning sword.
Yes. So. Yeah, right? So. Dorzen and Jimmy, you're both sitting there quietly, and everybody else is beginning to sleep. Snoring has already ensued. Wait. Retainer takes third watch. Covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Yeah, he can do some work too. Fucking freeloader. But anyways.
Except for cooking and cleaning all the time.
Yeah, and doning your armor for you, and tying your shoes. Yeah.
Making your
Freeloader.
food, rubbing your
Yeah.
back,
Brushing my hair.
sharpening your sword.
I mean, he does everything except wipe your ass. He refuses that one.
He left that one at home.
Yeah.
And Jared, actually, before Prissa does go to bed, though, she does want to try out another spell she has never used before.
All right.
She wants to cast Dream and try to contact Pike Trickfoot.
Oh,
What's the range on Dream?
It's same plane.
plane of existence.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Get ready to have your hero worship broken.
Roll me a d20, Prissa. Okay. Dream is a saving throw, right?
It's I think it's only a saving throw if I try to do damage with it.
Okay. So, you cast the spell. Yes, that works out better. Duration 8 minutes. A creature known to you. This spell shapes the creature's dreams. Choose a creature known to you as the target. to you as the target of the spell. The creature must be on the same plane of existence. Creatures that don't sleep, such as elves, can't be contacted by the spell. You or a willing creature you touch enters a trance state, acting as a messenger. While in the trance, the messenger is aware of his or her surroundings, but can't take actions or move. If the target is asleep, the messenger appears in the target's dreams and can converse with the target as long as it remains asleep. Through the duration of the spell, the messenger can also shape the environment of the dream, creating landscape, objects, and other images. The messenger can emerge from the trance at any time, ending the effect of the spell early. The target recalls the dream perfectly upon waking. If the target is awake when you cast the spell, the messenger knows it and can either end the trance and the spell, or wait for the target to fall asleep, at which point the messenger appears in the target's dream. You can make the messenger appear monstrous and terrifying to the target, blah, blah, 10 words. The messenger can deliver a message of no more than 10 words, and that the target must
Yeah, if you try to fuck with them in
terrify
a bad
them.
way.
Okay, then they have
Yeah.
to make a saving throw. Okay, cool.
But otherwise, I figure it's kind of like an unlimited sending spell, except it has to be asleep.
Yeah, so you have to fuck with somebody
Okay.
during their only peaceful time in their life. Yes, okay. So, you cast the spell, and immediately enter into the dream she is currently having. She is sitting along a beach, wearing a very skimpy bikini, beside Scanlan, who's wearing a banana hammock, and has a shocking lack of hair given his gnomish heritage. They're both lying there, and they have tiny little crabs bringing fantastic drinks over to them. And looking around at the rest of the beach, you see all of Vox Machina running across, having a fantastic time. As deep into the waters, you see Vex drowning, as all of them are just laughing, having a good time on the beach, as Pike is the only one who notices this and is trying to reach out, but Scanlan is holding her hand, stopping her from moving.
Prissa is going to. Do I get the impression this is a nightmare she's having, that of not being able to save this person?
More than likely, this is not a fantasy.
Prissa is going to use her malleable illusion to help Pike to save Vax.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't think you have to. It's part of the spell. You can edit the spell.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
but
why not?
malleable illusion helps give me also an excuse, because, illusionists.
Because fuck everyone. So you end up bringing the shore crashing, bringing Vax over to the shoreline, where she finally, when he finally lands there, she's able to grab on, holding him and crying out loudly that she was able to save him. And then she just stops and looks over at you and drops her expression. Prissa,
Sorry. Yeah.
what is wrong?
Yeah. Nothing. I wanted to talk. I've only been able to send the short messages, and we didn't have a good chat
You did
before.
this?
Prissa nods, and she's kind of she's starting to get like tears coming in her eyes, because it's like maybe she did something wrong.
What is so important that you have to interrupt my dreams? What did you find? What are you doing?
We're looking for the kiss of the Changebringer, and we have a good lead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you like this.
Prissa, somebody's dreams is incredibly private. No matter what it is that's happening. Don't do this again.
Yes, ma'am. And Prissa nods, and then she will end the dream spell.
Coming out of your trance.
And then Prissa will try to get some sleep, but she's gonna probably like cry quietly to herself as she's snuggling with Professor York.
Ready? Now, on that very happy note, I think we can take a break. Everybody out there, hold up. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Sorry about that hold up. I just need to make myself a bit prettier before getting back on here because you all deserve me to look as pretty as I can be. So, we're back. And on that fun note about dreams, Jimmy, we're going to go over to you now. You're beginning to be roused from your slumbered state. So you think. You're lying in a pitch black void and slowly begin rolling over and looking around you at a stone-worked floor with many different tinks of metalwork and different constructions happening somewhere near you. You look across the floorway, and you see Magum standing there. Hello, James.
Hi.
I wanted to have a conversation with you. Sorry if this is a bit intrusive, but I figured I'd rather waste as little of your time as possible.
I don't know what you mean. What do you want to talk about?
I hear word about the direction that you all have begun heading. You're over towards the southern peninsula, correct?
I mean, there's a compass that we seem to be following. I'm not sure exactly where we're going.
Well, regardless, I don't have need of any of that. I have need of some items that might be out there. You know that clay we utilized in constructing my other body?
I remember.
Well, around the Stormcrest Mountain, there is a large pockets of that clay. And it would appear that my regular supplier has dried up, and I require a bit more. If you stumble across it, of course.
Yeah, I have to come up with a way of procuring it. I don't have a lot. I didn't really bring any cases. Maybe I'll check with the others and see if there's anything else that we have for storage.
Now, there's no reason to tell them exactly why, James.
Why what?
Why you need the clay.
Well, I don't need it. You need it.
Correct. There's no reason to tell them why I need it. Or that I need it. Just that you need it.
Okay. That's understandable.
Fantastic.
Was this going to be a part of the deal, or is this like a separate commission?
Oh, this is a separate commission, of course. You've already fulfilled every bargain that we've set up so far. I'm just offering you a bit more work as you've proven to be an incredible asset and incredibly ingenuitive.
Yeah, actually, I managed with what we pulled off a bit ago to make a few more modifications. Ouch is looking amazing.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah, if you could.
Why don't you show me? And he gestures over towards like a block object of Ouch. He goes, just push it and it'll act like Ouch should in your mind.
Sure. And I'll walk over and I'll touch it.
You touch it and you start molding it, and the general shape of Ouch produces, and it starts acting exactly like him. Wow.
But I mean, the benefit now is I don't have to keep reusing the residuum batteries. Like he kind of moves around. It's more like, I don't want to say. It's almost like he's on his own, but not quite
there. Obedient
like,
sentience.
How you did that thing with yours.
Obedient sentience? Is that what Ouch has?
Yeah, very, very close.
That is a marvelous discovery. That is something I'm also curious into. I have produced consciousness, but only in replication of myself. I have a few more projects in mind, but if you have any other notes you would like to share with me on this, I mean, I'm all ears. I'm more than eager to listen to a genius speak about their craft.
Oh, absolutely. I've been keeping track of everything, and next time we meet up, we'll definitely have to share some notes.
Well, we have 8 hours right now. Why not talk?
But I don't have any of my things.
You think about it, and your bag appears on your back.
Oh. And I just reach back and I start.
The dream world is bullshit. Wow.
Yeah, so these were the most recent modifications. I kind of I based them off of what we went through. And I show everything over to Magum.
Full detail, full disclosure, everything?
Yep.
Okay. And he sits there and listens over the next 8 hours.
Yeah, so I just go into depth about, arcane consciousness and not so much creating like a tag to any like life form, but more or less just drawing the arcane itself, kind of how we command it with certain words, sigils, runes, and kind of putting that form of command into an object.
You have been more helpful than you could have known, James. What is it that you seek in return for this current deal? Is money still necessary to you, or more information, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm kind of flooded right now, if I'm being honest. I hired a manager when we were back in Amman.
A manager? Did you set up your little conveyor belts, transportation of goods with him?
Not yet. We didn't have a lot of time. Everybody wanted to kind of get moving. I mean, myself included. But I'm sure there'll be time when we get back.
Fair enough.
But if you did have more information about, any of the other
vestiges,
or even if you could give me a little more insight about the last steps of the process we went through for your creation, that was very interesting. I didn't really have time to identify any of the final components.
Those components are less arcane and more commanding.
Not arcane?
Technically, it has an arcane essence, but it was not Arcanum that produced those less components. It was more of a favor being paid. However, I'm working to replicate it arcanically, now that I've seen exactly what it is that has happened. However, in order to better produce such an object, and maybe even committing such a thing like yourself, you need an essence of an old being.
Maybe.
The essence of old creations. Gods, devils, demons, abyssal monstrosities, primordials, any of them, really. And if you're able to shape and mold that essence and its core into a heart, that is where you draw the consciousness from. And everything else we did went into the programming of the mind to project itself as the conscious being that we wanted to produce, i.e. myself.
Well, I mean, that would require like something alive and living.
Yes.
I've never done anything like that. I've only worked, kind of with the constructs, the golems.
It's just a difference of opinion in how useful they are. I mean, technically, all living beings are constructs of divinity and magic. It's just a larger spectrum of understanding. Keep progress in the closeness of your mind. Oh, I'm just conveying to you how it works. If you do not wish to do it for moral or ethic reasons, do not fret. You do not need to.
Well, no, that's not a. It's like, they always had laws back in Vasselheim about, the practicing. And,
I'm very aware.
some of them were just. They didn't make a lot of sense,
And those laws have stopped us from progressing for far too long.
Well, yeah.
Imagine how much greater this world would be if we did not stop the amazing minds of tacticians and creators from creating everything they need. I mean, why should we be limited in our genius to other people's understanding of right and wrong? You're smarter than them, James, as am I.
We just actually left Singorn, and that place was amazing. They used magic for pretty much like eating meals. It was all over the place, and they seemed to get along just fine. And nobody was like in trouble or being hurt or anything.
Singorn, progressive state, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you want to know the difference between them and Vasselheim? Their laws.
Yeah. Well, they did, like, there were some things, but I don't know. I didn't stay there very long.
Well, it's progress. I'm impressed that you've made it all the way to Singorn, and as far as you've made it as so along your journey. I wish you the best in finding your vestiges. Just keep an eye out for that clay, please.
Yeah, and if you could like maybe get those components like maybe just in a note form or something, and I can just like copy them down.
Would you like me to send it to your contact, or wait until I can give it to you directly?
Oh yeah. Actually, his name's Raspin. He's my manager. You should be able to find him somewhere in the.
I'll find him. Fantastic, James. As usual, pleasure talking to you. Looks around. You don't dream very often, do you?
This is all very. Is that what this is?
Dreaming, yes.
Oh. Wow.
I was just stepping into your dream for this conversation. I mean, 8 hours a day wasted to doing nothing? Why not optimize this opportunity?
I don't know how.
If you would like, tomorrow night I can do this again, and maybe we can keep practicing.
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic. Well, James, it's about time for you to wake up. And when that happens, everything just fades into your focus, and then your eyes spark open, and it's daylight out, and everyone's beginning to cook their meals.
Do I feel rested?
Yeah, you got a full night's rest. He didn't interrupt it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
This is so cheating.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Elves, you got meditation, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dream, motherfucker.
Well, funny thing is, the dream spell doesn't work on elves.
Yeah.
By the way, actually, is it since we went to the other forest where we died, Shadowfell? Since we learned those that meditation thing from Dovin,
I don't think that carried over.
no.
Nobody's
That
tried.
was more the soul learning to deal with the body.
Well,
You've learned how to meditate, which is a good situation for clearing your mind and bringing peace to yourself.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give you the same benefits as rest because you don't have a Fey ancestry, unfortunately.
Does Dorzen
Not
get
a
it now?
strong, not that type of Fey ancestry. But anyways, you all wake up. Jimmy, you do feel a little tired, but like more in the way of you've been working all night, but more like, it's more like you've been working all day. But your body isn't tired, your mind is. So, meals are being prepared for everybody. Very quiet, lovely forest surrounding you.
What a lovely morning.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
It's a bit chilly. It's good to be out in the world and experiencing everything. Both.
Anybody have any spare like pots or cauldrons or like lock boxes or?
Cole has quite a few kitchenware stuff.
Yes, what is it that you need?
Just if they're not being utilized, might
Avocado
need them.
toast?
No, just might need them to gather a few things.
This is your breakfast. Avocado toast. Freshly squeezed orange juice.
Thank you.
Do you mean storage purposes?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, technically we have that extra bag I always carry with me, but it would get incredibly heavy for me to add more on, unless it's absolutely needed, of course.
Well, I don't think a bag would work. It'd be kind of.
Dorzen just shoves Jimmy a couple pots because I have a mess kit.
Is there snow here, by the way?
Snow has laid a bit more heavily around you. Even across the top of the dome, you see like a tiny little, almost like snow globe-like canopy over top of you. It's a lovely sight.
Yeah. I'm picking up
Krista drops
some snow,
and
spell
will just fall on us.
What'd you say, Yuri?
I'm making a snowball.
Okay.
And after a little while, I'm saying, like, "Hey, Prissa," and then I'm throwing it at her.
Okay, roll to hit. I'm gonna say advantage because she's not paying attention.
Wait, is there snow inside the dome though?
No, not inside, but if he grabs it and brings it in, it comes in.
Ah.
Yeah, because he's carrying it.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Chris, you're taking the tiniest bite of your avocado toast and right upside the head.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's a nat 20, right?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt you. I mean, physically, it doesn't hurt you. You look over to Prissa, who her eyes like slightly watering over now from the huge, human-sized hand snowball that crashed against her gnomish head.
How are you feeling? Come on, cheer up. We're on the road. It's not that cold. You don't need to cry.
It's a little cold. Just a little.
Is something wrong?
She shakes her head and just continues eating
Sir,
after wiping the snow off.
I think you just pegged her in the head with a snowball.
Well, it's not. I didn't throw that hard. It's just.
It was pretty hard, sir. For a smaller person.
Well, she was being so quiet. I was thinking maybe you could just try and cheer her up a bit.
Yuri, come talk with me for a second, and I drag him outside the dome for a minute.
What?
He also do I have your permission to make the cupcakes today?
Yes, of course.
He's been saving that just in case. There's more moral support needed.
Stand right here. Dorzen turns around, goes a couple feet, starts back kicking snow with his hooves.
Yurik, you quickly turn into a snowman.
Good one. It's not a snow. That's not a snowball fight.
I know.
Is that how you do it in the what's the place? Oh
no, we throw ice at each other.
Throw ice. That's not kind. That's just. Yeah, that's just cruel. But you know,
if you get hit with a snowball fight in the Feywild, you're getting hurt.
Right.
Ice is safer.
So, am I to take this that
it.
you're giving me payback or on behalf of Prissa? Is that it?
And I walk inside and grab a cupcake whenever they're done.
Oh, it's going to take several hours. He begins the process of like stirring the mix that he has and like getting everything together. And you see he pulls out a small like box from his bag and places it on top of the fire. And the box is heating up all around it and creating like an oven like a situation and puts a tray slowly inside, and he begins making chocolate cupcakes. While that's cooking, he goes over and starts whipping up some like icing.
As he turns around, he gets a... Well, he does not get a snowball in the back.
You throw the snowball as he's stirring, and he just dodges the head quickly. So, Yorick, how long have I known you?
I was just gonna ask, after he dodges it, does the other snowball hit the other side of Prissa's face?
Oh my god. Alright, roll another attack, Yorick. Roll another attack. Find out. Yeah.
Oh my god!
He just easily boop and...
That was for Dorzen.
Sir Yorick,
What?
that is completely...
okay.
Sir,
What?
you should apologize.
Jimmy
Yes.
pulled up his fly as he walked back from the forest. What's going on?
You look
Why are
at
you all
Prissa's
being
bawling
so-
her eyes out. Sir
No,
Yorick
she's-
looks guilty of something.
No,
Dorzen's
she's not
giving him the death
bawling,
look.
but she is like, you
With
know,
the
you see the
snow, It
tears.
looks like you're bawling, like it's just melted
Oh, yeah.
water.
Can Dorzen
Yorick's
attempt to intimidate?
retainer is starting to whip up some icing, and ooh, hey, look, fun new contraption. You've never seen a portable oven before.
I'm sorry, Prissa. That was not for you. Why is everyone being so damn party poopers?
It's okay. And Prissa, as I said, she's just drinking out of one of the flasks that she kept for special occasions.
You all remember Alfie's flask. It is labeled special apple juice.
Dorzen's just giving you the death look, Yurik.
So, about 40 minutes or so goes by. Investigation?
I'm just
Throwing in a snowball at
What'd you say?
Dorzen.
What'd you say, Jimmy?
just looking
At the
it
contraption? What are you looking at? I didn't understand.
Just checking it out real quick. I'm sure it's simple enough. but-
Yeah, it is. You could replicate this easily, but it's actually kind of an ingenious way that they layer the different metals so that it heats the top of it at the same rate that it's heating the bottom, so it's all evenly distributing the heat throughout it.
He's more impressed by the convenience of it than any technical, aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to click that. I didn't mean to click that.
Pulls out a lance, puts on a helmet. Oh, you hit Prissa. Crusading time. So, anyways, about 40 minutes go by, and you hear a little ding. He pulls out the cupcakes, puts icing on them. Prissa, you are handed two. For him, they look small. For you, it takes up your entire hands.
Oh yeah, Prissa digs into those, and you can tell it's like a stress eating kind of way.
Be careful, they're
Like, it
very
is-
hot. Oh,
She takes some of
Oh,
the
she's
snow that's on
already-
her and puts it in her mouth to help cool it.
She's already drinking and binge eating. All we need is gambling, and she's got the depression trifecta.
they're very good cupcakes, chocolate cupcakes. And each of you
Yeah,
are
she-
also handed one.
They're very good. They're very good.
Eat your sorrow. Hand you another one.
I go over to Dorson and I just say, so, I'm peace. Do you know if she I don't know how like gnomish females are. Is it that time of decade or something?
Now here's the real question. Does Dorzen know what the hell he's talking about?
Probably not. Fae don't have any of those problems.
Although I mean, Dorzen has been in the mortal world for a while.
Yeah, but he's been living on an all-male pirate crew.
True. Yeah, you have no idea even what he's trying to insinuate.
Or what?
You know, female thing. The bloodletting, if you will.
Oh, when they smack you over the head when they want you to mate.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, they call it a paddle.
If so, I don't want you to take anything, misunderstand my intent with the snowballs. Just to be clear. That was, I think we need some cultural...
No, you didn't draw blood, so I know you didn't mean it. I'm writing all sorts of things that you're to keep track of now.
Yeah. It's just playing with you unless you bleed.
I already have one horse. That's
I did not realize that you swung that way, Yorick. No judgment.
swing. No.
Keep digging your hole, sir.
What's wrong with this day? Is this?
So Yorick, eat another cupcake.
Oh, it's actually my first one. Thank you very much. Prissa, I want to say once again, I'm sorry, and if it's, I'll just be over here.
It's not your fault. Sure? It's not your fault. Prissa's still like grabbing cupcakes after those first two. She is just all in for this binge eating.
Everybody was going to have 2 cupcakes, but now everybody gets 1. The retainer has none, and Prissa eats the rest.
Oh no, Prissa would leave him one. She's not.
He doesn't take until everybody's satisfied. It's the cook's rule. He doesn't eat until everybody else is done eating.
Alright, well, Prissa does leave one for everyone else.
Yeah, they all got their 1.
Including the retainer.
Sure. If it makes you feel any better, that came out of his budget.
It wasn't his fault. I'm just dealing with something else.
Ah, you know how I solve all my problems. I drink heavily, cook, and eat.
I'll attempt that, and she takes another long gulps out of the flask.
Good. Pat you on the head. If you want to learn how to cook, let me know.
Okay. I might take you up on that offer.
Smiles and starts packing up everybody's everything. Even offers to pack up your tent, Alarin, if you want. Alarin?
Yeah?
Did you hear me?
No, sorry, I must have spaced out a little bit.
The retainer offers to pack up your tent.
No, thank you. I will do that myself.
So you all get packaged up and start heading back into a thicker and heavier snow than you originally were expecting. Let's change the music now. About 20 minutes of walking, you start noticing the very thick snowfall and the winds that are starting to push against each of you. You have to reach into your bags, pull out all of your cloaks, and don them onto yourselves. All of you have simple white furred cloaks, aside from Dorzen. Dorzen, yours is this very thick, ostentatious fur that has blue ink and green leaves flooded and like twisting up all inside of it to better fortify and keep it solid. You also have little ankle warmers around your hooves and calves as you are moving through the area. And you all look at him, and he looks, very distinct and noble by comparison of everybody else in this winter example. It's very cozy, Dorzen, fitted perfectly for a centaur.
Dorzen, I really like your cloak. It looks good. By the way, this whole time that Prissa's been like on his back, she still has a flask in hand, and she is just.
Oh, Prissa, you can easily fit underneath his cloak, like just throw it over you and just sit in there.
If Prissa seems drunk, Alarn will remove the drunkenness.
Try to roll Constitution for that then?
Nope, it's lay on hands, removes poison.
But I mean, should I roll Constitution to see if I got drunk?
If you are drinking to get drunk, you are drunk. If you are not, don't bother rolling.
Okay, yeah, she's drinking to get drunk.
I don't know if Cole added anything extra to those brownies. So.
Cupcakes and only a little bit of whiskey. It adds flavor.
Right. Oh, I thought you meant the grass.
What's wrong with the grass?
No, I don't know what you call it here, but it's the grass. You grind it up and you put it in brownies, smoke it, do a lot of things. It really opens your mind.
Put it in brownies? Aren't they
Sud.
like the type of
Called
brownies?
Sud.
Oh, it's sood here.
Sud, yes.
Oh,
Brownies were a type of pixie or something. Aren't they like fairies?
What? No, he is not a fairy, he is a swordsman. Centaur.
I know that, but I mean brownies.
The whipping winds are picking up even more heavily in this area, to the point where if you're trying to talk to each other, you're going to have to shout over them. It's beginning to be very slowing to walk and traverse through. You're sliding your feet. And for Jimmy, if you're not on top of Dorzen, the snow is up to about your waist now.
can we see her? Oh, okay. So snow. Can we see her breath at this point?
Oh,
So
absolutely.
Can
Okay.
there be like
so-
a rope around Dorzen's because he's technically walking above the snow, so they can all walk in case the wind pulls him.
Well, you can also be blown away by the wind at that point.
Oh.
But yes, what are you saying, Jimmy?
Just a side note, you guys can all see like this radiating steam coming off of Jimmy as we start walking through this colder territory. I got, what is it called? Resistant armor now, so resisting cold damage, and it's basically my
A space
armor
heater.
yeah, it's a space heater, and he's just like,
So as he's walking, it's more of a separation of the snow around him as he just keeps walking, and it just melts in place, leaving soiled ground beneath him. Just keeps walking through it. You can see over the snow, no problem, for now.
Oh, this would have been quite chilly without this ring.
Oh, it is quite chilly. Oh, ring. Yeah, you're fine.
I'm sorry we could not find two, Yorick.
Staring silently back at him. I'm sorry too.
So, Yurik, Dorzen, I need the two of you to give me Constitution saving throws. Prissa, give me a Constitution saving throw at advantage. At advantage.
I forget. Did you say this cloak has cold resistance?
No, it's just ostentatious and expensive because Fae.
Ah.
Okay, Prissa, you're good. Sir Yurik, you're good. Dorzen, +4, you're good, thankfully. The cold is starting to sit in and like really freeze through you, but you're focusing on warming your body, you know, grabbing your arms, rubbing those, keeping your hands moving, you know, every now and again putting yourself fully under the cloak and just like closing your eyes to better rest them against it. It's working out for you more or less. Dorzen, luckily you have some glasses to wear that can help you in this endeavor. The whipping and whirling of the wind and snow has made it so it's a slightly gloomy day above you.
If I pull out the Pyramol, will that help us at all?
You pull out the Pyramol. I mean, snow doesn't even get close to it, but it doesn't help you.
Okay.
It is on fire. You are not.
Gotcha.
So you all start traveling through, and every now and again, Alarn, you have to stop, look at your compass. Luckily, you feel fine. You can look at it, no problem, and go, we're heading this way, and just keep walking through.
Yeah.
Now, 4 to 5 hours go by, traveling like this. Not so much as a word over the wind from each other, other than confirmation that you're all still there. Who's bringing up the rear?
I can go back, I suppose.
Yurik, you're going to be last?
Yep.
Alrighty. So, 4 hours go by. Another couple go by. It's very windy, very sharp, and very cutting. Going to need another set of con saves from all of you. That made them previously. This time, Prissa, you no longer have advantage. Didn't need it though. +4 from Sir Uric, or from Alarin.
Yep.
So, at a 15, Sir Uric, you're starting to feel the cutting winds pierce through you a bit more, but you manage to hold and stave yourself off against this, despite the area around you and despite the effect that it's supposed to be having. You're luckily persevering, but you feel this cold is starting to become detrimental to your health. Now, you look back at your servant, and he is also looking the same way as you, just shivering and shaking and having a terrible time. In fact, I should probably make his con saves, huh?
If anyone seemed to be struggling, Alarm will pull out blankets for them. He packed plenty to spare.
Yep. And you bought that nice tiger rug that you can always throw over somebody, no problem.
So, 15, is that not a success then? Or?
15 is just barely a success on the second
All right,
stage
yeah.
of this winter.
Okay.
By the way,
However-
also,
Yes, Prissa?
I was gonna say too, Prissa would probably also use prestidigitation to help warm up Dorzin's coat stuff.
You are already feeling much better because of being underneath his cloak. However...
I was mainly doing for his benefit. That's what I was trying to get at.
Oh, Dorsen's doing okay. Oh, yeah, okay, that's understandable. So, you all continue. You look back at your attendant, who's walking right beside you, Sir Uric, in the rear, and, like, he's shivering, and you see, like, icicles have already started stretching down his face, and, like, from his nose dripping in this intense winter, and, his skin's paling a little bit, and he looks like he's doing a lot more rough than you are.
What's the time of day now, right now?
You started traveling early morning, and it's been about 6 hours, so...
Okay.
Past noon, I'd say, probably 1, 2-ish.
Okay.
Midday.
I suggest we find a place to just get some shelter for a little bit, rest up a little bit, and get the warmth back. It's starting to seep in, and I see not all of us are faring well.
He looks over at you. I'm doing fine, yelling above the wind.
I was gonna say, did we hear Uric? Because I mean, it was
We can say he stage yelled.
okay.
Well, you're doing fine now, Cole, but maybe not so much in half an hour.
It is about lunchtime.
Fair point. Very good.
I can set up the dome.
That's yeah, sure.
All right.
Good enough.
So, Prissy, you take your time and set up a dome while everybody's like sitting out there freezing. And the moment that the two humans step inside, immediately, oh, it's so warm in here. It's like 65 degrees. Oh, it's so good.
Prissa helps use prestidigitation to help warm them up even more.
They look far better. And once all of you get inside as well, like even those of you with your resistances, it's still very cold. So, sitting in, you see that Cole is checking his hands and arms and down to his feet a little bit. Uric, roll me a medicine check.
Alright.
9. He has a slight discoloration to his foot.
I'm going to go over and... Are you feeling okay here, Cole?
I'm not feeling much of anything. He starts tapping his foot.
Right. That's not good.
Perhaps I could help with that.
Sure. I was thinking...
Hey, I do not mind. Just a simple little touch, yes?
Sure. What do you do?
Lay on hands.
How
To
much?
start with. 5 points.
Okay, are you trying to replicate an effect?
No, just trying to...
Heal?
heal
Right.
because this doesn't seem to be a disease or poison.
So, it's a good question. Is this a disease?
Technically, no, because it can't grow on its own.
Unless you stay out in the cold.
It's just damage basically from colds over
Yeah,
time.
it's
but
severe
it's-
cold damage is effectively what it is.
You're
That
right.
being said,
So you heal it for 5, and it does seem to warm up and get its coloration back to it. Good call, good call. I was wondering if it was a disease, but yeah. The 5 points of healing definitely sets in and makes it a lot better and goes, oh, okay, I can feel it again. Now it kind of hurts. But I can feel it, and that's better. That's better. I can just rub it a little bit. It starts massaging his foot.
Yes, the rest should clear up. If we just get a little rest in, yes.
All right.
Lauren, are we still heading in the right direction?
I believe so. The needle has not changed much on our travels.
Alrighty. So, while you're all sitting there, he massages his feet, so somebody else, I assume, takes over for preparing the sandwiches, which are already practically made for all of you to eat.
Does it seem like he's still really affected by it or anything?
The coloration has went back to its normal color and texture, but he's definitely tending to it to make sure it's still okay.
Right.
Hit dice. He has 1.
Yeah.
So, as you're all sitting there, relaxing, the sky darkens.
Naturally darkens, or it just suddenly darkens?
Just suddenly. And then it goes back to the way it was.
Did anyone else think that it got dark all of a sudden and then is not anymore?
Dorson looks up to the sky. Can I see
Us-
anything through this?
Yeah, you can see above the dome, no problem. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, no. Things that can't look into the dome easily because it's a solid color, but we can see out of it.
Okay.
Tinted windows or something.
17.
17. Lauren, 18. The whipping of the wind seems a little off tempo for a couple of seconds, but that's all you can really discern.
Well, perhaps
Right.
it's just a heavy cloud.
Can I roll a survival to just see if it's something I've sort of heard of or seen before?
That would be nature. Knowledge.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just do a nature check.
Go for it.
Pertaining to the clouds and the wind changing. Just see maybe if it's like a cold front.
Go for it.
Doing a weather check. 24.
Alrighty. Are you going to spark that genius?
No. I'm pretty sure that it has to do with weather.
Already.
So,
It does not have to do with the weather. The sky's normal. The change in the wind is actually wings.
I point that out immediately. I don't think that's weather related.
What is it then?
Probably, if I were to guess,
Size-wise, I could say that you could discern anywhere from a 10-foot wingspan to a 25-foot wingspan. Probably leaning more closely to the larger one unless it's incredibly powerful.
yeah, abrupt wind change and differentiation in the light atmosphere. Probably something flying.
Oh, is it maybe another rock?
I don't know.
Would
I
she have
didn't,
told us if dragons live out here?
I didn't really see anything. I was paying attention to the fire.
She didn't say anything about dragons, but she did say things about other creatures.
Does this match any of them?
possibly a wyvern. But wyverns' wingspans aren't that big.
Well, crap.
Do you think it's a friendly creature?
How far away would you say it is?
At this point, it'd be really hard to tell. The change in the wind has shifted since it crossed over you, so
Oh, so it's not like still near us. It's just it was passing by.
it's hard to tell. None of you saw it.
Even with my passive 22?
Passive allows you to see the shadow. It would be an active check to see it.
Gotcha.
I'm going to look for it.
Go for it. No luck. You look around, and despite the winds, it's incredibly hard to see anything, really.
Prissa is going to reluctantly send Professor Uric out at least 30 feet is as a maximum thing, just to look around in like the circumference of 30 feet.
So-
Just send your little rabbit out in the snow.
Luckily, this bunny is light enough to not sink through the snow, as it is far taller than he is. However, he goes out, have Professor Uric roll a perception check.
Say it.
Rabbits.
Almirage.
23.
Wow, that's a...
Immediately after going out there about 30 feet, Prissa, you wait for it, and it comes storming back towards you and leaps through it and crashes right into you, shaking.
Oh no.
Prissa hugs her bunny and is like, "What was it?
Big
What
bird!
bird is it?" And
Very big bird! Very big bird! And it like nods in a direction, and all of you see the bunny that's like freaking out. And you look over and you see up against the sides of the mountain, there seems to be like a large looming shape just attached to the side of it, staring out in your general direction. The head itself stretches and elongates about 2 feet in total, and then the chin has a hooked little divot on it that also separates upwards like an axe from its actual beak as it's staring out. The wingspan stretching across the rock about 15 feet, maybe a bit more if it's stretched.
has Prissa ever read about any creature like this?
Roll me an Arcana check. Prissa, you've read a lot about a lot of creatures. Not that one.
What? That's a 26! How'd she not know?
Oh wow. Yeah, I think Prissa also says it that way too. Like, I've read a lot of things about a lot of creatures. I have never seen something like that.
Well, maybe it's something new.
You see it
How far away
rears
does it seem
its
to be?
head back, roughly about 80 feet away from you or so.
Oh shit.
It rears its head back, and as it unlatches its jaw, you see there's 2 other sets of beaks inside of it stretching out, with rows of teeth attached to them. And it lets
that's
out this
terrifying.
large and this huge frozen sheet of ice chars against the snow and on top of your dome, fully encompassing the area all the way right until just very past you.
I don't know about you guys,
I'm
but I don't
casting
think
Shield
that's
of Faith.
good.
Cole looks over. What the fuck is that? Ursa, what is that?
It's attacking us. Get ready, Cole. Find cover.
Well, it was trying at least.
For just because random, would my uncle have told me of some ice creature like this? Any possibility of knowing?
Roll an Arcana.
It can't get in here though, can it, Krissa?
It shouldn't unless
Nope.
it somehow breaks the
Figured
dome.
I'd try.
It starts looming and crawling down the side of the mountain and starts like walking and waddling over. It's in a mostly flattened state, so it's only about 6 feet high, when it's mostly scraping its belly against the now ice sheet spreading out towards all of you. And it just turns its head. You see the eye that kind of twitches and shifts into different, like, it's a slitted eye that just shifts its angle from side to side, staring at all of you. And the tongue kind of, like, whips and grazes against the ice coating. It's right in front of you. It's looking at this.
No, but the dome should not be see-through on the outside.
Correct.
So... Oh, wow. That's
But the
terrifying.
ice covers it.
There's a sheet of ice over it. It starts walking around.
I don't think...
Definitely
it requires
evaluating the stone.
sight to see us.
It opens its massive jaw and begins crunching around the dome. You see the 3 rows of teeth and beak grab and just start twisting and trying to squeeze. Not penetrating, though. What are you doing?
I am going to go out the opposite side of the dome.
Okay.
And as soon as I'm outside, throw a tincture
On it?
at
Okay, what saving throw is that?
I have no idea.
Con save.
Constitution.
Cons. Ooh.
This is reduced and large, right?
Yep.
Okay. The tincture kind of like grabs against the skin and like coalesces around the head, and it just it starts pushing against the dome, trying to bite at you, Jimmy, but it's not able to get past the dome. It sees you, it's trying, but the mouth is grabbing at the dome, trying to bite at you on the other side of it.
Nope. And I turn back inside once I see the tincture failing.
Quick question, Jero. Is this as big or smaller than the rock?
Slightly larger than the rock. Slightly.
It's larger than the rock.
Yes.
Oh boy.
But it has more of a reptilian skin over feathered.
Oh no, I know what this is!
So it's gargantuan, is it? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
The mouth can stretch around the dome, but it can't get all the way. And it keeps trying to bite at it, and like it pulls away and starts whacking the top of its bill against it hard, crashing, and all of the ice is shattering and spreading across the area. But it doesn't seem to be affecting the dome in the slightest.
Guys, I think we need to take care of this thing. It's going to keep trailing us unless we do something. It might not be able to get to us now, but we have to get going at some point, and...
Yes, and now that Jimmy went outside, it knows there are people inside.
Yes, exactly.
It saw the bunny come in. It already knew things were inside.
Well, also a fair point.
But it won't see us until we attack it, right?
It would appear so.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
looking
I
around
say-
wildly now, like it's moved its jaw away, and it just starts. It looks very like. Dorzan and Yurik and Alarin roll insight checks.
There we go.
Doors and Alarin, this thing is definitely getting ready to attack. It's very, very hostile. Yurik, you've spent a lot of time with animals and creatures and beasts, even if it's just your horse. It's very confused, more so than hostile.
Okay.
It seems to understand that something is wrong, but it's very stupid.
Right. This thing is not very bright, I'll say. See if you can use it to your advantage.
And it just pushes back with its wings, in an instant pushing 80 feet into the air and away. Begins flying over the mountain. Or sorry, in an instant 60 feet. Sorry.
Well, that didn't seem to work. I was really hoping I just designed that a
Do you
week
think
ago.
it's gone for good, or
Well,
I'm not sure what kind of creature it is, but I would assume that we are in its territory, at least, or hunting grounds. I mean,
So we need to find a cave.
I mean, we're protected here.
Till the
can't
spell
stay
ends.
here.
well, luckily we have another like 7+ hours.
I mean, how long would we stay in the cave?
The night?
Oh, it's still a few hours until nightfall, so I was hoping we could get going at least a few more hours before we camp for the night. And
Is your friend gonna be okay, Mr.
Oh, I'm
So,
I'm
right,
fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. I'm fine. Did you all enjoy the sandwiches? I'm sorry I didn't get to spread the mustard properly. It was fine though. Whoever did do it, just next time even spread across each slice with better.
Before we head out, make sure everyone has layers on, and make sure that you're wearing thick socks and you keep them dry. Okay?
Yes, dry socks. Do you mind drying my socks for me, Prissa?
I did say prestidigitate to dry people's socks.
Okay, sorry, I didn't catch that part. My bad. So,
Just a thought. That thing moves pretty quick. It's pretty big. Looked like it could almost pick you up, Dorzen. Maybe we should tie on to one another so nobody gets. I don't want to get picked up by the giant bird.
Yeah.
Yes.
I share the sentiment.
Let us try to avoid that, yes.
Jimmy starts staking out some rope. He puts a chain around himself, but then like ties the rope to the rest of whoever is wanting to. I'm sure Cole volunteers.
yeah, no, he's definitely taking up that lead, and he's going to be right beside Sir Uric, probably right behind him. So,
And while Jimmy's doing that, Prissa ritual casts Phantom Steed inside the dome.
okay. Now you produce the steed outside, or else it couldn't fit. But yeah, it appears out there and it's looking around.
Does anyone want to ride this illusionary steed?
Oh, no thank you. I am fine.
So Yurik, you usually have Bastion, but we left him in Emon, so maybe might help us move quicker.
I mean, there's
Can it?
a
Does
lot
it
of
fit
us.
too?
It's about the size of an actual horse.
So it could fit two of you, yes.
Well, I mean, sure.
All right.
I mean, we're not going to move faster than the slowest one of us, anyway. So,
I mean, Lauren can bring out his cat, and you can ride this for an hour, and then me and Jimmy and so I honestly forgot your retainer's name.
Cole.
Right. What while you ride him, Jimmy or I can ride with you, and then the other two would ride on Dorzen if that's okay with you, Dorzen.
Sure. I mean, that's fine by me.
All right. So you all gather up. I do need marching order though. Alarin in the front.
Yep.
All right. Doors in behind Alarin.
Lauren, Dorzen, and me.
So I'm on top of Dorzen.
If doors in and you would like.
I just need to know who I'm going to be tied to. I'm tied to somebody.
Probably Yurik.
Doors in, are you cool if Jimmy's on you?
Sure.
Awesome.
Are you okay with the chain around you? Because that's happening.
You can chain to the saddle.
I mean, I have a rope too. If the rope is more comfortable, I can do that. He kind of sees this dark face on Dorzin's when he is like about to wrap the chain around him.
But let's see. I guess Alarm would have a little bit extra rope so he could stay closer to the middle of the group.
Okay. And
at
about
most
how much
times.
slack between each of you do you want?
I'd say we have. We probably have.
You have damn near infinite rope. We can assume that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we have, let's say 30 feet of rope between us, but we move at 20 feet close to each other, so it's a bit of slack.
Okay, so 30-foot slack between any two people, except for
Yeah.
the people who are all hunkered together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Alarm would stay close to whoever wants to benefit from his protection.
So Alarin in the middle, Dorzin probably out front, and Yorick in the back. Is that?
So, all right, with
Fair
that
enough.
set up, it leaves all three of them on the same spectrum because you're all there. Alarin, and then Sir Yorick. And then Ouch, I assume, is probably right there as well, right?
Ouch is a backpack right now.
Okay, so
You keep up.
cool. Marching order. Done? Fantastic. You all venture back out into the wilderness, now with a goal of finding a bit more of a protective shelter for the evening. Whoever's in the front.
Distance.
Hmm?
As well as distance away from that.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm constantly keeping an eye on the sky.
All right, Yorick, roll a perception check. Dorzin, since you're the one in the lead, you and one other person riding on you may make the survival check.
24.
I'm going to flash my genius for Dorzin's survival check too.
And that's +4?
Yep.
25. It only takes you about an hour before you find a place that seems solid. You ventured closer towards the mountainside, and you see that there's a bit of a stream of water that's frozen over from a cave. Now, initially, everybody thinks that that is a bad idea. Yeah, it fades, but you can also recast it, so it's not an issue. We just expedite it along.
Okay.
Now, the stream of water is frozen over, luckily, and it seems to pass through this area and goes on for as far as you can see into the forested area surrounding you. Now, when you get over to the mouth of the cave, Dorzin, everybody else is like starting to freeze over a bit, and you look inside, and in there appears to be a small watering hole that goes down into the earth. A nice coned out wide chamber, about 30 feet in total. It seems to have been crafted, not natural in design. It's large enough to fit all of you, and the mouth of the cave is only about 6 feet wide. So you're fairly certain that creature can't eat. There's some fresh water right in the middle of it. Looks lovely. Oh, I should probably mention the dead body in the corner. Frozen over and decayed.
Not to say.
Is Dorzin the only one who sees it? Or...
Well, he's the first one, like, up there looking at everything, you know.
Well,
This looks cozy.
yeah, except for the corpse.
What? Oh, that. Oh.
Perhaps he was not dressed well enough.
You look at him, he was not.
What race is
It
he?
might be a couple rocks like stacked together.
Roll a medicine check if you want to know his race. Or a nature check, sorry. Nature check if you want to know his race.
His race?
I mean, just is he like either human, elf,
Humanoid.
kinda? Okay.
You know it is humanoid. But considering the way it has already gone through the decay process, and from that stance is now frozen, it's hard to tell.
Okay, so it decayed and then froze.
Correct. This body's been here a very long time.
Can I try to determine cause of death?
Medicine.
Well, shit.
You start looking over the body and you prestidigitate to get some of the frost off of it, and the smell is terrible, but once you start looking it over, a stab wound right where the kidney is. Precise, very thin blade, quick. Bled out from it. A wound like that you can't simply just put put a bandage over each side. It went all the way through the body. And unless you have some form of healing, you're going to bleed out and die.
Prissa shares that with her party.
Are we in the cave at this point?
I'll say sure. However, it does seem safe from whatever that flying creature was outside. And it has fresh water for you to stock up on, which water has become more scarce unless you have ways to melt snow, and hopefully it's drinkable.
Yeah, Prissa takes one of the now empty flasks of, well, you used to have the apple juice and fills that with fresh water.
And Alarin has magic, yes.
So, Prissa, were you able to ascertain, or do you have a guess as to how old this corpse is?
Jiro, with a nat 20 medicine, would I have been able to maybe gauge a general time of death too?
Within the past 8 months. Definitely when it was warmer outside.
Riley's might be closer.
Judging by the decay and all that, it was most likely sometime during the summer when it was warmer out, and he died and then the frost took over. Yes, a small thin blade hit his kidney, and he bled out.
I'm going to look around the corpse a little bit. Does it seem like there's any sort of equipment or stuff left there also, or is it...
Roll an investigation, please.
16.
There's a short sword by their side. 2 empty sheaths attached to their hips. A missing ring finger on the left hand. A leather tunic of very fine creation. Nothing else. No actual, adventuring equipment. Also, Grinsky, I don't know if you saw my message or not. Zoom.
Jerry, one thing too is that watering hole. Can we see the bottom of it?
You go over to the watering hole and look down?
Carefully.
All right. You look over top of it, and it's very dark.
Okay.
But
yeah,
with your dark vision, Prissa, you see a latch door sitting slightly open.
Are you?
This is where we're going to end tonight's session.
You mother. How big is this puddle?
We'll get to it next session. It's like 10 feet wide. It's big.
We've entered another world through a small body of water.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new.
Party
by the way, you
fuck it, just jump.
Which guy found this hole?
Prissa looks down into the thing, and we see an open door. Then all of a sudden, a big old tentacle comes up, grabs her, and pulls her in. Dorzin's like,
guys, she's multi-classing into warlock. Get her. But anyways, I think that's where we're going to end tonight, everybody. Everybody out there watching, I hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight. All of you that weren't watching and are watching in the future, be sure to tune in every Sunday when we're going to be playing this game. So thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had a good time. Goodbye.